Ladies and gentlemen,
What's going on, bro? How are you?
No complaints, man. Same shit, different day, bro. You got some what kind of weed you got today, Zay? What kind of flower you got over there?
Northern Lights.
Oh, okay. You getting fancy. You
Oh
getting
yeah,
fancy.
it's
Yeah,
the best train. You like that one, huh?
yeah, you got so Ken.
It's hard to find. It's actually.
Yo, what's up,
You
guys?
good,
What's up,
Ken?
Beatty? What's up, Zaid?
What's up? What's up? How are you doing, Ken?
Dude, I'm good, man. Stressed. I was last week I was traveling for work, so I just got back to Jersey actually Friday night. I was actually supposed to come back in the morning, but we had an earthquake here, and my flight, as I was about to land, it actually hit. So we flew back to Boston, and I was stranded there for like,
Oh,
yeah, a couple hours.
did you actually feel the earthquake? Because I know like East Coast people get dramatic with that kind of stuff.
No, I was in the air. I was in the air when it happened. So,
Oh
but
yeah, you wasn't gonna feel it. Yeah,
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 but everyone's been going crazy here because it was 4.7, and like on the East Coast, we've got the earthquake just happened, and then we have the full eclipse on Monday. So
yeah.
people are like, government's up to some shit.
Listen, earthquake in New York, I mean East Coast in general is bad news. You don't want no earthquakes in Times Square, motherfucker. That's not
Yeah,
good. What's up,
yeah,
Joe?
yeah.
What up, guys? I miss you
Yeah,
guys.
Miss you
What happened to
guys
your
too,
too.
voice?
bro. How you been?
Sorry, I just got done drinking something.
Oh, I'm like,
My
damn, you
monster.
came with that Robin Strand voice today.
I have a mustache now too.
Hmm.
Oh, he took his off. He took his off. Never mind.
You did. All right, I got a question for Ken. When you stressed as hell, right? Do you have anything that you do to relieve that? You don't smoke weed. You don't smoke weed, right?
No, I don't
No.
smoke. No.
What happens if you stress as fuck and you home at night, you trying to fall asleep, but you just fucking stressed? Oh, what do you? What's your go to try to relax?
I mean, to be honest, like if I'm super stressed, I'm one of those people that once I'm super stressed, I just shut down. Like
Mhm.
I don't, I'm not gonna try to tackle the problem. I just fuck it, just take the phone off, take everything. Just I'll wake up in the morning and try and handle it. That's usually what I do. But usually, if it's like at night, I can't sleep. Honestly, dude, if I can find a movie or if I have to resort to it, man, turn on the PlayStation. Sometimes it gets to that. Like,
Yeah,
game for an hour or two, you get beat up by some 12-year-old kids on Call of Duty and then call it a night.
bro. There's days I'm so stressed I can't even focus on TV. I'm just
Yeah,
sitting there like trying to focus and my brain is just going. I'm like, oh, what the
yeah,
fuck, you know? What I will say, bro, you can't rely on something because I always take breaks from weed. I don't like smoke weed all year long just because you start to rely on it, you handle stress even worse. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
now every time you're stressed, okay, let me smoke a little, take a gummy to go to sleep. And I get it. A lot of people do like need help to go to sleep, including myself. But I feel like once I rely on it too much, I handle my stress even worse. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And when I'm stressed out, I don't feel like I'm a really nice person, and I don't like that feeling. I get
And
grumpy as fuck. Mhm.
and this is what we do right on a daily basis. But for me, training is a de-stressor.
Yeah,
When I as long as I'm able to train, I can kind of use that as an outlet for whatever I'm dealing with. It's when I can't train, I'm really stressed. That's when it really starts to affect me. But as long as I can go to the gym, if I'm really stressed, in fact, the more stressed I am, the longer I spend in the gym a lot of times, just
that's
because
me.
I'm trying to deal with it, even if it means, pedaling on a bike at level 7 for like 40 minutes just to get out of my own head. Like, but if I can't train, that's when I usually have problems with stress. But as long as I'm in the gym, I should be fine.
You guys ever been like, yeah, same thing, like you're stressed or you're upset and you go to the gym and you're so out of it, you don't even want to work out. But once you start moving that blood around, You start talking to your people. Now you don't want to talk to everybody at the gym. There's only like a group of people that you want to talk to, and then you talk to them. Like for me, obviously it'd be like Joe and Paul, and you feel a little better. You're like, you know what, I'm all right, and you start doing some curls, some hamstring curls. You're like, you know what, I'm getting a little pump, and then you kind of vibe out. And by the time you're on your way home, you're kind of cool. You're like, I'm okay. I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? How about Joe? How you deal with your stress?
I'm kind of like Ken. Like I'll work out, and if I've already worked out and like shit's hit the fan after, I'll put my AirPods on and take Levi for a 30-minute to an hour walk.
Yeah.
It's usually like I'll stress out. Like if I'm, it's usually nighttime when I have to do that with Levi. So like no one's on the streets. It's just me and my dog just walking.
Yeah.
Stuff like I like meditate in a way almost.
Shit, Joe's starting to look like a real white man right now. That's a Caucasian man now. look at his face. He got that Caucasian dry face going on.
It's the jawline, bro. It's coming back.
Yeah. Yo, Joe, are you half white?
Yeah, I'm half white, half
black, of course.
Yeah, I'm technically black. My older brother's half black, so that makes me black by trade.
I thought Joe was half black this whole time. No.
Wait. What other half are you, Joe?
I'm half white, half Hispanic.
Hispanic, okay.
Yeah, my dad's from Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Paul is half Mexican, half what?
I think he's German.
Because I met Paul, I was like Henson. I'm like Henson don't sound like
Heinzen.
Heinzen. I'm
like
Heinzen.
So when you say Heinzen, it sounds more German than Henson.
It does. Henson sounds kind of black. I was like Paul Henson. I'm like Paul. Yeah, black and stuff. What's going on? What's going on with Paul? No, but that's funny. But
I do look whiter though.
You look a lot whiter than Paul. Paul don't look very white. Yeah, Paul. Yeah. I don't see.
Paul looks more Hispanic than I do.
He does actually. Yeah. Joe looks. It depends what time of year. Sometimes you look kind of white. But Paul,
kind of white.
Paul looks Latino, 100%. All right. Okay? Let me check up on you guys.
He said he's gonna be on today, bro.
Come on, you. I told you. I'm gonna believe it when I see it.
When you see, you believe it when you see him. Yeah.
I'm gonna
he was messaging me before this, not talking worried about the podcast.
But you know what I've been trying to do? I feel like somewhere along the line, right? I feel like so many people wanted to be on, and I also had so many ideas, so many people I wanted on, that at one point we had like 6-7 people on at the same time.
Levi's on.
Yeah, Levi's on.
Levi. Hey, bud.
I think that can be fun. I think that could be fun once in a while, like for like an Olympian special, Arnold special. But when there's too much people, I feel like I don't really get to catch up with y'all, because if we have a guest that's not usually on, we kind of give them the floor, right? So, sometimes I like just catching up with y'all because that's how this shit started at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? The only reason people want to be on is because of us, really, because of us coming on here talking. So sometimes I like just catching up with y'all, and then I know I know Zayd and Joe, they're not gonna cut people off. Me and Ken, we gonna get ours in. Me, Ken, and Stu, we gonna get it in. We gotta cut you off.
Regardless.
That's a must. But I feel like Zayd and Joe, they're gonna try if they can. But if people are going, they're gonna just give them the floor. So sometimes I like to get everybody into the conversation, which is hard when you got 6 motherfuckers on. You know what I'm saying?
It is difficult. Yeah.
So let's catch up on Joe. What's up with the prep? How that's going?
It's cool, man. It's definitely different than anyone I've ever done because he's always Justin's always pushed me really hard to get ready early. And this time, the most cardio I've done so far this prep is 45 minutes, and that was for about 2 weeks. He gave me a little break from it, dropped it down to 30, and then gave me three repeat days. I woke up weighing 266.8 this morning. The lowest I've seen is 264, but right when I'm starting to feel it, he refeeds me. And I don't know if it's because I'm a bigger body now or what he's trying to do, but it's definitely really different than I've ever done. Like last year, I was already doing 100 minutes of cardio with 70 grams of carbs for the day.
Mhm.
So it's way different this time. It's way
Yeah,
better. Like way better.
from the outside in, I can see why he's doing that because from watching y'all, what I usually notice is that you put on what appears to be a lot of body fat in off season, right? But then 6 weeks in prep, you're fucking stage ready. The only issue is that if you have to hold that lean amount of body fat for 6 weeks, you're not going to be your biggest, fullest, right? You didn't have to be because you had so much muscle on that you still beat us, right? But
Mm-hmm.
at the pro level, you do want to keep all that newly added muscle, so it makes sense. He's not worried about you getting shape. Neither am I or anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Besides
Yeah, he
maybe
doesn't
Nick.
seem like it. No, like yeah, I don't know why Nick's worried. I'm like,
No, no,
I'm already starting to get striations in my ass.
no, no.
Like like
Nick just loves us and he wants everybody to win and be in shape, you know. But
yeah,
yeah, but seeing the process time and time again, I could see why he's doing it because he's not worried about you being in shape. So he knows you're gonna be in shape. So whatever he can hold, he's gonna hold it. And I think it's gonna actually be your best look to date, you know. But as a coach, you only know that if you push somebody hard as fuck. You got to try to see first how shredded you can be. Now he knows how shredded you can be without getting too flat. So now it's going to be a better.
yeah.
I
When
think.
he came down and saw me in person, he said I definitely look like I'm gonna be about 245 from what he
Yeah.
saw.
And I was gonna say to Joe, like, in the amateur ranks, if you're in condition, right, you're already in contention for the top title. But
Sure.
Yeah,
in in the pro ranks, you have to be kind of a combination of everything. And Justin knows that. So it seems like he's trying to make sure that you stay full and while you're still being brought down for you to be competitive. I mean, I can't wait, man. I mean, it's already 7 weeks to the
yeah.
Cali, which is it's flown. It's already flown, So
Mhm.
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
forward
What
to it.
trips me out is like for example, like I see Stu. Stu's fucking peeled, and he has like what 6 weeks left.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little confused why he's ready so early myself, but I don't know how blue works. I've never really known anybody to be a blue.
I think
So
he's gonna eat into the show. Didn't he say that? Like, stop after 2 weeks out. Once he's feels ready, he's gonna start eating again.
But that's what Stu does, though. He gets harder and harder as he gets into the show. Like, he doesn't keep going down. He like
No,
it's almost
he
like he'll
holds the
stay at a
weight.
certain weight, he'll hold the weight, and he'll just keep getting harder at that weight.
He, he does. Yeah.
okay,
He usually gets like I don't want to say bigger, but like he looks better. Like he'll be harder,
Yeah.
looking fuller. I think this year is probably the most extreme they've done it as far as how low he gotten.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like shit.
Yeah. In the past, I would see him maybe like 260 pretty early on, and then maybe down to like 255, and he'll just hold that, bro. He'll hold that for like weeks and weeks, and then drop like the last 5 pounds of I guess water, and he's ready to go. This time he's been honestly, he was lean in the offseason, you know. He started the offseason pretty
Yeah, yeah.
lean. And then they're trying to bring him in. I believe Steve said if he was in better condition, that he could have or would have beat Tonio. So I think they're going for a more peeled look. My
Mhm.
only thing when judges say things, they're going by appearance, right? They don't actually know what's on your body, whether it's fat or water. I mean, they can't say that. They're just going by what they see, you know. And if Steve used condition, I don't know. I don't know if it was actually conditioned. I don't think Stu had any body fat, you know. But that's
Mhm.
just from what I saw visually, you know. So maybe drier would have been a better word, maybe, because they don't
Yeah,
really push. They don't push the dehydration at all, really, you know. So,
Mm.
but I guess we'll find out. It's all trial and error. I mean, Stu is only 27. Just he's still
yeah,
figuring out the best look, you know. I mean, Nick tried to come in leaner for the Arnold Classic, and the judges didn't really like it. So now he won't do that again, you know. So even at Nick's level, he's still kind of figuring out what it is the judges like more than anything, right? Yeah, so that's how that's
yeah.
going.
Nick looks huge. He did a most muscular post the other
Mm-hmm.
day.
Mm-hmm.
His legs look huge.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he definitely brought his legs up, like 100%, like zero doubt. Like I see it, but
Let's
holy
see.
shit.
I don't think that man should train arms or shoulders at this point.
It's crazy, right? It's like they just keep getting bigger. They don't stop growing.
Looks like legs. His arms look like legs. You know?
Yeah.
I don't even
Especially
know if he
on the
trains.
preacher curl, bro. It looks
Shit looks
nuts.
crazy. Yeah. Well, does he even? I don't think I've seen him train arms in a long time. Does he even train arms?
He trains them, but it's like he does like two movements as a secondary like day or to a main body part.
Yeah.
He does like Dorian Yates style now. So like the 4 days on or the 4 days and then 3 days rest.
Yeah.
And I think he just touches up the triceps and biceps on like what is it? Chest day, I think he does biceps, and shoulder day, I think he does triceps.
Yeah. Well, the beauty of that is I think big arms do make you look more aesthetic, right? If that does that make sense? So like,
Yeah,
if you don't have the smallest waist and you have huge shoulders and huge arms, I think it adds. I mean, I think it adds to your look regardless to aesthetically, but especially if you're trying to counter maybe not the craziest taper. I think that plays. It looks good on him, you know. I think it looks great on him, you know.
mm-hmm.
And okay, who else? How's the off season going, Zay?
Good. Very good, bro. Thank you. Not too bad. We
You're
upped the
240
drugs,
now,
so
Zane?
you'll be happy.
Huh?
We upped the drugs. You'll be happy.
Oh,
There we go.
you got to
Yeah.
get into it now, Zay.
400
You're
Yeah.
240, right? You're 240?
400 EQ. Yeah.
Okay.
300 EQ. 4 I use GH and 25 D-ball.
Oh, that's not bad actually.
Yeah.
Getting there, Zay's getting there
He's
now.
getting there. Climbing the
You
ladder of
said-
success.
You said
Fuck it.
400 tests.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this off season is gonna be like one big off season, right? Like slowly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm gonna go until I hit a wall, and then
Mm.
once I hit a wall, I'll probably do a mini cut for 6 weeks to just go down, resensitize my body, and then jump right back up. You know,
I want to see Zay with like a big D-ball head, like a big round D-ball head. You know what I'm saying?
it's coming.
Right.
I'm not taking more than 20 megs a day for now.
Okay,
Just
appetite.
I gotta eat. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
I
that.
feel fantastic, dude. This combination of lower amounts, but like 3 of them, I feel very good. The workouts are crazy.
Yeah. Does anybody else here do orals peak off season?
We tried with me. I couldn't do the Anadrol after 2 weeks. I tapped out, and then we dropped them.
Just can't eat.
It was working amazing. It was like amazing when it did work in the beginning, and then I was like,
Oh
fuck.
yeah, you mean like physique and performance wise, right?
Yeah, man, I looked
Oh.
fucking great, and I was
Beautiful.
like stupid strong after that
Yeah,
first week
yeah.
of stupid strong, and then like I was like, fuck, I felt the nausea coming in when I would eat, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to fucking keep this in.
Well,
It was disappointing.
it's the best feeling, like when you're, well, maybe not mentally, but physically, you're fucking round, full, strong as fuck.
But dude, like I remember just picking up weight, and it felt effortless. Like weights to
It
like
does.
I could feel that load on my joints and shit. I didn't feel shit. It just moved.
Bro,
What the hell?
I've tried everything possible to like negate the appetite shit, and they work to a point, but there's always going to be that point where your gut is destroyed and you just can't eat. And there's really no way around it. There's maybe one out of 10 guys can take a bunch of Anadrol and still eat, and those guys can get big as fuck and they can get strong as fuck, you know. But that's so rare. Konevsky could eat his ass off on, I don't know, like 100, 200 Anadrol, and he just kept
That's
blowing
crazy.
up. But most people can never. Yeah, most people can never do that. I think Konevsky kind of psycho though, because he didn't have an appetite. He was forcing the food down. He would even throw it up, you know. Whereas like for me, if I'm throwing up food, I got to change something. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
You know, that old, you know, but he's Russian. That old school Russian. No, fucking eat your fucking vomit, motherfucker. You know, I don't know. I'm not gonna. You know, I'm not gonna eat my vomit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to find a different angle, you know, when it comes to this. We not
Yeah.
we not that young no more. Like this was back in his early 20s. We can't do that kind of shit.
He
You know,
just turned how he's young, man. He's what?
he's
He just
only
turned what? 20,
only
27, 28?
turned 28. Imagine
Wow,
that after all these years, he's only 28. It's crazy.
that's
You know,
crazy.
I was watching him when I was, I don't know, like 22. So he was like he was a kid then at that time. You know, it's crazy to think about. I mean, he was a big kid, I guess, because he I never saw him that small. So he was, because he was juicing in high school basically.
Well, he has that picture, I think, where he's like 16 years old. He looks like borderline anorexic, bro. Like
Oh
he's
yeah,
like super fucking skinny.
Th-
How he
thing-
started?
things flipped around quick.
Yeah,
Things changed
man.
quick. All right.
Didn't we talk
Uh,
about that? How like drugs, like some people they do them like a good honor, like they turn you into a
yeah.
man, and
Yeah,
then like someone
yeah.
like Stu, they turn a man into like a fucking caveman.
Eric Eric said as a kid, they used to think he was a girl, and they would be like, "Hey, like little girl," if he had
For
like
real?
long hair. Yeah, he was small. He had long hair, and that shit
That
used to
happened to
piss him
me at a
off.
fucking fair when I was a kid because my mom had me. My hair's like pin straight, like pin
Yeah, yeah.
straight, and
Wow.
my mom had me grow my hair because my mom's like into the Bible and stuff. So Samson, the guy with the hair,
Yeah,
his
yeah.
strength came from his hair. So she had me grow mine out when I was a kid, and this one guy was like, "Come on, little girl." Like I was like fucking 6 or 7, but
Yeah,
that
fuck you.
scarred me, bro. I was like, I'm a fucking boy. What the fuck?
Hey, we all get into the sport because of trauma. That's what happens. It's
Yeah,
all trauma.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Ken, are you in off season mode? Full blown?
yeah, bro. Full blown off season. Andrew's been pushing the food recently, so I'm actually close to 260 now. I was 258 before I left. Lost a couple of pounds when I went on trip, but trying to get back. So I was 258, biggest I've ever been. My body
Yeah.
comp
Yeah.
is still the same. It's still the same. Still, still have abs, everything. So it's like this off season is going really, really well. I'm really hoping, as things are starting to move. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to, when we started this podcast, I was saying how I don't know this pro ranks. I don't know if I'll be able to hang with the big boys, but
Mhm.
as this off season is starting to go, man, I'm starting to see progress. Like, when people tell you you're bigger, but you don't see it for yourself, but when you can see it for yourself, it's like,
Oh, it's on. It's game time
yeah, that's
now.
when it's game time. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's currently where
Yeah,
I am.
those comparison pictures are the best. They're like
Yeah,
whenever you were like leading up, like that's where I started seeing it myself for me. And I
yeah.
think you just put one up, no? Like Ken,
Yeah,
like
but Joe,
recently.
what's fun? What's funny? That was a comparison from the last 2 years. I'm actually bigger than that now.
No,
That
that's what I'm
picture.
saying. So like, but
Yeah,
that's so now take a picture of what you're looking like next to that
yeah,
first one. It's like, dude, you've come a long way.
exactly, exactly. So it's like
But you don't see it
it's
as
been
it's
good, man.
happening.
You don't, man. You don't. But Andrew, that guy, he's I call it Vu Magic. That's what I call it. He's one of
Yeah.
those. He's one of those coaches that like he doesn't talk a lot, so people don't really know a lot about him. But I mean, he's got some Olympia wins. The guy he knows what the fuck he's doing. So I'm feeling pretty confident. As we continue.
Those are my favorite kind of coaches. The ones that
Yeah, see
they're
that
not.
picture's badass.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
my,
yeah. I just
my favorite
posted
kind
that.
of my favorite coaches is the one that they don't have to brag about it. They don't have to make it a thing. They just get the job done.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is a crazy lat spread right here. That's stupid. But he
yeah.
he looks so much bigger, man, than a heavyweight.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone always says that, because even at the show, people are like, "Dude, are you a heavy or super?" I was like, "Nah, nah, I'm a heavyweight, man. I'm a heavyweight." So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we can keep the same how that look, and just bring everything bigger. It should make me a little bit competitive, kind of moving into the pro ranks. So that's the hope.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna
think
be competitive regardless. Your shape is really good. Your legs are good.
muscle
Absolutely.
bellies.
I honestly like the only thing that I would want to see by the time you're up there is a little bit of improvement on your back, but I know you're already doing that. I
Yeah,
think that's all you really needed.
yeah, that's all we have. We're doing 2 back days right now in rotation per week because that's the one part that if we can match it to the front, we'll definitely be top. We'll definitely be at least in first call outs. I can
It's
guarantee
funny.
that.
Every time Beatty trains with me and Paul, he always says he wants to do more machines
Yeah, he
because
does, yeah.
because he like always has a great fucking back workout when he does the machines with us.
Yeah, yo, you know who I blame with all the backs not being as good as they should? I blame Ronnie Coleman, man. Cause everybody trying to train like Ronnie Coleman, but we not Ronnie Coleman, you know. So
Well,
none
I
of us.
like one thing I've never ever seen Ronnie Coleman do, right, is an adductor machine. And his adductors are fucking massive. That should tell you everything about Ronnie Coleman.
That's what I'm saying.
Ronnie Coleman could lift anything and just blow the fuck up everywhere. That's just Ronnie Coleman.
But you
He
know
doesn't
what's
have to
funny
do the
though?
pretty shit.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny though? When Jay was trying to catch Ronnie, Ronnie's thing with the back was T-bar rows. That was his bread and butter
Yeah.
movement. And Jay started doing T-bar rows, and he said that it helped his back
It
significantly.
did. It did. I mean, visually, it did. His back got thicker. You know, the
Yeah.
the only issue to that is like we not Jay Cutler neither.
So you see, like even but like look, even okay. When I do a T-bar row, right? Even if it's a barbell, like a true barbell, and you put the little D handles on or whatever, you're still able to. It's not as free, even though it's a free weighted movement. Like
Yeah,
you can still lock in. You can find your placement before even moving the weight. Whereas a bent over row, you still have to really stabilize. You don't have to stabilize as harshly on a T-bar.
I know what you mean.
So
Yeah.
My only
still like a
problem with
machine in a way.
my only problem with the T-bar row is when you use 45s, I actually can't fully contract by the time the weight actually touches my chest.
Yeah.
That's always been my biggest issue with it. So it's like I have to use, like 25s to be able to get a full contraction in the back. But at that point, you're stacking all the way to the top, and it's kind of
Well,
You
Fit
know,
Nation
Yeah.
has a machine T-bar. I mean, Beatty tried it. I love
It does.
that machine.
So I usually don't like them because they force you. They try to pull you forward, and now you're fucking doing the matrix to stay stable.
Yeah.
But the one at Fit Nation doesn't do that. So
Mhm.
that works. So it's like your equipment, your gym and equipment does matter to a point because
It does.
I can't really do T-bar rows at my gym because, like, for what Ken said, I can't really get a good contraction or a good stretch. And you have to be mindful as well because for years I did T-bar rows and I'm like, I'm getting a good pump. But where am I getting a good pump? I'm getting a good pump on my traps and lower back. That's literally just from isometric contraction, just holding the weight bent over. If you're holding the weight bent over, you're gonna get your lower back, and you're probably gonna get your traps. But that's not the area I need to improve. My traps are actually pretty big, and my lower back is like I barely have a lower back. My lats connect into my lower back, so there's no point in me even trying to grow my lower back. I just need more lats, because my whole back is a lat, So I have to understand that just because I'm getting a pump somewhere in my back doesn't mean I'm training back properly for my growth. So I got to stop trying to be like fucking Ronnie Coleman or Jay Cutler, and I gotta do what works for my body. And if you can't feel it where you need to feel it, leave it alone. It doesn't matter who tells you, oh, you have to squat, you have to do. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Well, it's interesting. We just did a YouTube video, me and Paul. We went to Madhouse Gym and filmed our back day. And the dynamic of the way my body's built, like the anatomy of my body, my lats are really low. So say I do a T-bar, I'll use the close grip. And if I dig my elbows deep, the elbow aligns right where my lat inserts. So I'm going to get a super deep contraction. If Paul does that, he has a higher lat. So when he does it, he feels his mid traps like you, Beatty, like really harshly. So he has to do, like the T-bar can have that little handle on the side.
top handle.
So
me too.
Your elbow, if it digs where your lat inserts into the obliques or your body, that's where you're going to get the full lat contraction. So you just need to find where your elbows can dig into that area. and you'll get the
Facts,
most
yeah.
out of your lats.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's definitely interesting, like the whole back training, because even myself, that's like I said before, that's when Andrew's been kind of hammering this off season. And the first thing I've said it multiple times on this podcast, like I dropped all the three plates, rowing 3 plates, barbell rows. Dude, I'm rowing like a plate and a half. He wants like a full stretch and squeeze, just get the full contraction. At this point, we're not even worried about the weight, because if you're rowing 3 plates and your back is not as thick as a house, then it's not working, right? So we're kind of just taking everything back from scratch, and then just focusing on the contractions. And I got to be honest, it's working. I don't like training like that, like the Nick Walker style. I don't enjoy it personally, so I only do it for back. But I have to give credit where it's due. It's actually working so far. So
Yeah. At some point in your career, when it becomes, I think for you guys, it become pretty much a job at this point, right? Not to make it sound less fun, but it is like it is a job, if not like a part-time job, right? And when you go to work, you don't necessarily have the liberty of just doing what you like. Sometimes you have to do what needs to be done, right? So
Yeah.
like, I personally hate, yeah, but I don't like that style of training either. But for my legs, I'm kind of having to do it now, and I'm like, oh. But then it's not so bad. After you do it for a while, you're like, this is not too bad.
I was
But
gonna
I
say,
can't.
honestly, once you get that good pump from that different style, it helps.
It's
The
okay,
pump really
yeah.
helps.
You
Yeah.
know, like I love squatting and deadlift, but I've been regressing in squats just because my body just is not built for it anymore. It's so uncomfortable. I can barely get my arms back. My lower back is just all bad. So I'm like, I'm wasting all this energy and barely getting any quads. So what the fuck am I doing? This is just a wasted energy. This is just harming my recovery, and my legs are gonna get worse, not better. So I'm like, okay, leave the ego alone. It's not even ego. Like, I don't care who else is watching. It's my own, I guess. The way you learn something is kind of how you enjoy doing it. So more so, forget the fun part and actually get the job done. The winning is fun. So how about you? How about you win? That's more fun than for But
It's interesting. My one of my biggest goals this last off season, like if I were to pick one body part that I wanted to improve, it was my legs. And I always went back to my hard and heavy shit. Like you guys saw me lift really fucking heavy, but I also did a bunch of like high volume blood flow, like slow and controlled stuff. So I'd switch it up because
smart.
even if you're doing like the Nick Walker style, right? You're all you're doing is placing a certain load on an area and keeping the tension there throughout the movement, right? You're focusing, but you still have to go back and build up the strength a little bit with the hard and heavy stuff, and then take that strength and apply it to the volume of the loads that you're controlling, right? That's the basis of what we're doing. And those two, that hybrid style in the off season, will lift heavy when you can and then go to the other style. It helped a lot. But you could focus in on certain portions of your leg or whatever, for example. Like eventually Ken can do that for his back. Once he figured out how to like like build his strength up to a certain point, and then I guess he's already doing that. He built his strength up with 3 plate barbell row, and now he's controlling it. And eventually that load is going to be 3 plates with control, but he's going to be able to volumize it. So
That's right.
strength still matters. I still think strength will always matter to a point, so that you
I
can
agree.
apply that to the volume and the like
Sure.
precision on certain areas to really grow that area.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Just because you change the form and exercise doesn't mean you shouldn't be trying to progress within reason, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna don't change your form or loosen up your form just to go up in weight. But if you're doing it the proper way that you're gonna feel and target the muscle, then for sure you should for sure be trying to progress. I would hope, I would hope.
Yeah.
All right. Let's switch
I just
gears.
don't want it to be misconstrued, like, because Ken's saying, like, he's really precise and shit, but he's doing that now, but he has the strength to back it. So, like, the loads that
Yeah.
he is doing with control, because people always fuck that up. Like I
Yeah.
said, I see it too often, so that's why I said what I said.
Joe, the thing I hate the most, the thing I
What?
hate the most is this.
That's what I'm fucking
Oh,
saying. And it's
that's
okay.
what you
Say it's a high row and there's
I
only one
hate it.
plate on there. I'm like, you're not gonna get anything out of that, man. Like, I'm
Dude,
just like, fuck.
Everyone's using the cable, the one arm row with the cable, and they've got like two stacks on it, like barely any weight, and they're doing all this. I'm like, dude, just go row, man. Just go lift some weight. You know,
But it's
not
so hard to tell
not
someone
at the
that when
point
they
of
see you doing something else. Like,
Yeah,
if they see you do, like, they're not gonna, like, if they see you doing that, you're a liar. You're a liar. Like, no, you dumb
Yeah.
fuck. Like, people talk about levels to this,
yeah.
and like, even me. Okay, I've done a 9-plate hack squat or whatever, and Friday I was doing 5, but my tempo was crazy slow, no bounce out the bottom, and that was fucking hard. But like, someone will see like, oh, Joseph's lifting lighter now. Like, no, I mean, I'm doing it for a reason. But I had to lift the other weight before even trying to do this and changing the style a little bit. It's not because I want to. Like Beatty said, it's work now.
have
So I'm
to.
trying to train. This is my job. I'm trying to improve. I'm not just trying to have fun anymore. I'm trying to make sure that I'm improving. You know?
Yeah, man. Money's on the line now. Money's on the line.
Yeah,
now.
that's what I'm saying. Like, shit, this
Not a
is
fucking game
serious.
anymore.
I got 7 weeks to be badass. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I gotta take some prize money next year. Like, I'm not playing around.
For
You know?
real.
Yeah.
The job, man, 100%.
If yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that every one of my young clients who train hard as hell, even if I have to clean up their form and tell me, yeah, chill out with the 1 rep maxes, chill out with the 4 rep sets, shit like that, they're still growing faster than my clients who are the opposite end. You know, because I have both ends of clients. One's who's they're super meticulous and they're like, what do you think about push pull legs or legs push pull or bicep tricep? But I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Just train properly. I don't care what your split is. You know, just it's working right now. It's cool. Your body's even. I don't think you need 2 leg days. Just train. But they're so meticulous that they're focused on the wrong thing, because I'm looking at them like, that's not hard training. Send me your sets. Yeah, that's not failure, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure I squeezed every rep. I'm like, well, good for you, but let me see you train. You know what I'm saying? So the other clients always make more, you know, they always get more results. I'm not saying you can't blend the two to a point. I think you can, you know, because those other clients who train reckless too, I want them to clean it up. I'm trying to get them to clean it up, but I still prefer that because they're still progressing faster than the other client. That's not a coincidence. That means intensity is first. So even if you're rough around the edges, if you have enough intensity, you can progress. If you're perfect but you have no intensity, you don't progress. I'm sorry, you don't progress for me. Well,
Remember when you hit shoulders with me, Justin, and Paul,
mm-hmm.
and I did that super heavy shoulder press?
Yeah,
like, I mean, I don't do that all the time. The following week I did like, again, Nick Walker style 3 plates, slow control for like I think I got like 12 15 reps, but it was completely different than the heavy press. But you still see me do it. Like, I would do that whether you were there or the camera's on or not. It's just there's time and place. Like, I felt good that day, I'm going to train hard and heavy, and then what I'm going to use with that is turn it into volume and control the shit out of it. Try to have that load sit in a certain place and keep the tension there. But I still go heavy sometimes. It's not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, plus Compton was here talking about he used to do 5 plates. So Joe's like, oh yeah.
And I said, yo, fuck that shit.
Hey, what you talking about, man? How much you weigh, Compton? You was 290?
You're not the only white guy in town anymore.
Oh man, I can't lie though. Compton in that gym, he looked white as hell in that gym, bro. He looked man white.
He did. He
looked so out of place.
But you know what? He looked so happy. He looked so happy.
He like a undercover cop, you know. He's gonna
be down. I think he's coming down
for the cow.
It's peak week that Tuesday. He'll be here.
Okay, perfect. I'll probably get him out for the USAs as well. Oh, did he tell you
it's in Anaheim? That's dope. I forgot about
perfect.
that.
He want to go fishing. You heard about that when he comes for the cow?
No, I didn't know that.
I don't think y'all gonna be down if y'all fucking, you know.
Bro, I don't even know how to swim. You know that?
Me neither. Well, Compton can't swim neither. So we all gonna drown together.
Dang.
I forgot he doesn't. He does not know how to swim.
Yeah.
I forgot that shit.
We
How
gonna
about
drown
you,
together.
Ken? Do you know how to swim?
What? Yeah, bro. I used to swim.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
bro. What
man.
the fuck are they talking
I could
about?
do laps.
Hey,
I could do laps
Beatty,
in the pool.
Beatty.
Like I used.
Baby
These-
said,
These Nigerians, man. These Nigerians.
no, but
Like,
Beatty was
they-
like, I don't know how to swim. And I was like, I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But Nigerians are they're a different breed, bro. They gotta have everything covered. They got the master's degree. They got come on, man. I swear, bro. They gotta just outdo everybody on everything. You know? Damn.
Have you seen Ken in a suit? He's
Yeah,
pretty
I
sharp.
have. Yeah, he's pretty
He's
sharp.
pretty
Yeah. They're a different breed out here, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So it's okay. It's okay. All right. Let's hop
Oh, before I
into
forget, you guys all saw the Phil documentary, huh? That shit was fucking
Yeah,
great.
it's
That was
so
good.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
No?
I might no. I might watch it I don't know. I told you when I'm stressed I can't focus, but I'll probably watch it next week. So I've been looking for apartments, you know. That's stressful sometimes.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
moving.
That's right.
I'm moving next week, dude. Like, dude, it's killing
That shit.
me. It's killing me.
Bro, I was in Downey yesterday looking at apartments. Motherfuckers, I was like, yo, where the fridge at? They said, no, this don't come with a fridge. You're gonna have to connect that
Oh,
yourself.
that's
I'm like,
fucking stupid.
I said, who? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, this one. But we got you. The deposit only $500. I'm like, yeah, but the fridge gonna cost $1,500. So what the fuck is the difference? Like what the hell we doing here, bro? I'm like, I gotta be
Good
honest,
luck
yo.
getting one for 1,500, bro.
I gotta be honest, yo. I don't know about Downey no more. I'm having second thoughts about moving to
You
Downey.
know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, "Fuck, like, good for you. That's awesome to come to Downey." But I'm like, "Damn, Beatty makes more than I thought he made." Because Downey's expensive as fuck.
Oh no, I don't make if the IRS is watching, I don't make much money, Joe. I just
Well, you know,
30
you can't live in Downey, so it's okay.
just your average 30K a year. I'm comfortable. Don't worry about it.
Food stamps,
Yeah,
welfare.
food stamps. Yeah, you know, just the basic food stamps. You know, the whole nine. But let's get into it. I might look at Long Beach, West Hollywood.
Yeah, what about
man.
Norwalk? You didn't look at Norwalk?
No, Whittier. I heard is decent, but I don't know.
I think it's
Don't
just
go there,
expensive.
I don't think they're
live
gonna.
there. It's
They're not
very
gonna like me.
inexpensive, but it's so far away from the highway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about it off air. But let's get into some hot topics. Apparently Michael DeBull, he was seen on his stories talking about the Two Bros event, I believe it was. And he wasn't too happy with the production value. And he has some choice words, and moments later, apparently he gets beat the fuck up by some kind of security henchman over here at the fucking venue. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. It's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this actually happen to this extent. Maybe like, you know, people get hemmed up, you know, put against the wall, choked up a little bit. I've seen that happen, but for a motherfucker ribs to break a motherfucker ribs and eyes, I don't know. That seems a bit excessive to me.
I want to ask this question because Beatty, you've done security. Like, I mean, is there ever to an extent where security would go to the point of like harming someone to this extent?
I mean, especially not like this kind of event. Like, obviously, when you have drunk people acting crazy, even then, you want to show some, you know. But no, never to this extent. It would never get there. Like, even if you throw a punch, you might get one punch back, then boom. You know, you might get dropped or you might stumble, and then that's it. But it's not going to be continuous fucking blows till your ribs are broken. That's next level, bro. He should be able to get quite a bit of money out of this. I would hope so.
And for people that are just hearing the story, it's not like this picture he's showing was after. Like, they knocked him out. Like they actually put like you saw the video, the original video, right? They put emergency came and they put like a cloth over him, almost like a dead body. You know what I mean? Like he was knocked the fuck out. Like, and apparently this whole thing happened in front of his girlfriend, who he was there to see compete.
It's traumatic.
Yeah. So I mean, they came out with a statement today as well.
Did they?
Two Bros Pros. Yeah, it should be.
RX, I think, put it up.
RX put it up, yeah, and they kind of tried to frame it like he was some kind of sexual predator, which we all know is not true.
Fuck, bro?
That's fucking wild.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. That sounds crazy.
It's actually on Buys and Tries. You should go on Buys and Tries page.
They got all the juicy shit.
Yeah.
This is fucking Buys and Tries, fucking the world star of fucking bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I forgot about World Star.
Right there. On the left.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That was their statement.
Okay, so the team at Two Bros would like to address the incident that took place outside our. I'm not about to read this whole shit. That's man shit to read.
Yeah.
Or should I? Okay, let me read it anyway. A male athlete was ejected from the venue whilst attempting to access restricted areas where females, come on, bro, are dressing and tanning refused entrance.
And to be honest, I mean, we've all been backstage. We've all been at shows. The tanning room is completely separate from backstage. You're not tanning people in the same room as backstage. It's always like a room somewhere else, separate from the actual, because one, tan is messy, and two, it's private. The other thing that I want to bring up here too is I don't think Olympians should be paying to enter local shows.
No,
I don't understand that. Like, if you're top 10 in the world at something and in your industry, why should you have to pay to attend a show? I don't understand that.
I don't really.
And when I heard the story originally, I thought, the cynical person in me thought, this sounds far-fetched. What, they're going to beat someone up for, critiquing how the show is actually being run? But when you read the statement and you read between the lines, they're actually they're actually saying that they were aware of him, like he was a target, like they knew about him. It's almost like they're actually providing evidence that, like, this isn't just some random occurrence. We knew who he was and what he was doing throughout the entire show.
That's just, I don't know, that's wild. Now listen, I've also seen people try to go backstage and were denied and kind of get into a little bit of an argument, right? At no point does it escalate to a story that you get beat up to the point that you're in emergency and you're knocked out. I don't understand the escalation. You talk shit, they talk shit back, you go about your way. It doesn't. I don't see how it could end in blows. To this extent, it just doesn't really make sense. Unless I feel like the only way this could happen is they intended on finding a reason to beat him up. Like they wanted to beat him up, and if he gave them any kind of reason, they were going to do it. So, but that's what it looks like from here. I don't really know what happened. I'm just going by.
Can you imagine like a WWE event or something? And I'm not saying Michael is in the same league as Triple H for the WWE, but someone of that caliber, he talks shit about the WWE, on his social media, and then he goes backstage and like the bodyguards just like beat him the fuck up. Like,
it's crazy.
I mean, what are we talking about here? The guy's not going to be able to. I don't know what UK laws are like, but the guy's not going to be able to compete this year. He's not going to be able to make a living, essentially. Like, they're actually compromising his ability to make money. Yeah. So if this was in the States, I mean, that is a serious lawsuit, very serious lawsuit.
I would hope so. Yeah. I mean, okay. Also, I mean, everything he was saying on his stories, he was kind of providing receipts. He was showing the venue and versus another venue, and it looked like he was right in what he was saying, And if that offends you, maybe you should fix your production. I mean, Is what he was saying was true. So he's just saying facts, and if you don't like it, you could just. And he was talking about how they were treating athletes, and then look how they treated him. So was he wrong? I mean, no, not really. So that's
I don't
that's
even know
unfortunate.
what show is that. What show was that?
It's like the Ben Weider something. It was like the Ben Weider Classic or something like that.
It looked like the fucking Ben Weider Royal Rumble.
Is it a natural show?
No, it wasn't natural. It wasn't natural at all because Holland's head guy was there. Hercules. He competed in that show. Yeah. It was not natural at all.
Was there any other pro bodybuilders there?
It's an amateur show.
Oh, I'm like, somebody should have had Michael's back, because if I'm backstage and I see Ken getting beat up, it's going down. Everybody fighting, But I guess it depends who was there.
That's what's crazy to me though. It's like no one like stopped it and like, hey, like this isn't just some random person that's trying to cause problems here. Like people know who Michael is, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm just surprised that it got to that level and no one said anything. I don't know. I think the promoter, regardless of what Michael did to escalate it to that point, they're still going to be ultimately responsible. So, I mean, the IFBB already said that they're investigating the whole issue. I mean, I don't think anything good can come out of this, for those guys.
Y'all heard about this? Pavin tore
Bro,
his bicep bowling?
I was gonna say that shit. I'm like, man, this is making me fucking fearful to do anything in my life.
I'm definitely not going bowling.
Fuck that. It's done. I'm not bowling no more.
I know you guys know team. You guys know Team Zero Gravity. Oh, I think it might be his coach, Team Zero Gravity.
Yeah.
I think they coach him, right? Well, the coach that coach Team Zero Gravity, he tore his bicep bowling too. So
Ryan, his name is Ryan.
Ryan. Ryan Benson. So it's
I
crazy.
wouldn't know how that even happens. Like when you wind back, do you like just stretch a tight bicep and it just pops? Like what the fuck? How do you even do that?
Yeah. Anytime I went bowling, I never felt no strain on my bicep, but
I almost feel like when they hold the ball right before it releases, their fingers maybe catch before they release it, so it kind of like pulls the arm. Because to me, I don't get it either. But all I know is I'm not bowling anymore.
Bro, I literally was talking about potentially going bowling with my girl like this last weekend, and we didn't end up going. Like, good, why we didn't? Fuck that.
Yeah. He don't look that upset. I feel like I would be really upset, man. I wouldn't be smiling at all. I feel like
that's just face value on the camera, though. You don't know what he's like.
But they don't pose arms in physique though.
Oh yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah, they just put their arms
very
here.
True.
So it's not going to affect that. As long as his chest is intact, he's good.
Just don't do this one. You got to do that little side joint. You got to be like this.
Yeah.
You got to do one of them. And it'll be all right.
Mixing cream or ice.
Oh, man. Okay. Hey, I thought this guy was... I'm kind of all over the place right now, but forgive me. Oh, did he win? Oh, he did win. No? Oh, yeah, he did win.
Yeah, I think he won.
But he looked like a bodybuilder, no?
I thought so too.
That glute hamstring tying is very reminiscent of C-Bum's condition.
I thought the same shit.
Condition.
I swear I was thinking that right now.
Let me wait till he turns to the front. But
when I was looking at him,
his back kind of he does kind of. I guess C-Bum is. I mean, he was a bodybuilder, but this guy to me just.
See that right there? Like that's glute
crazy.
Ham. That's wild.
I thought he should have beat Terrence Ruffin last year. That's just me personally. But Terrence looks more classic, I guess you would say, but whatever that means.
This guy's a bodybuilder. I'm sorry.
He is, right, bro?
I don't see classic on this at all.
he's the body. But this is when it gets tough because I'm saying that he should have beat Terrence, but he would beat Terrence in a bodybuilding show. I would think so. But maybe in a classic show, it's a little different. But then he wins this show, and there were other people more classic than him. This is when it gets tricky, and I could see how it could be tricky. Where do I find?
I mean, but when you that pose right there. Oh, this guy was on the show.
This motherfucker, but he kind of looks like a bodybuilder too with them legs. But this motherfucker looks crazy, bro. Look at the leg to waist ratio. This show is giving bodybuilders who are just not heavy enough to be bodybuilders, honestly. But they look incredible, but they look like bodybuilders, if I'm being honest.
But I think, you know what I think it is too? You get to a point where that guy's condition is so overwhelming that you just have to throw the whole criteria out the window. Like it's almost like they're in two separate classes, you know?
That other guy conditioning, and this guy's in shape, don't get me wrong, but that other guy's conditioning is so far ahead of this guy, there's no way you can give it to him. There's no way you can give it to him, yeah. Even his tan and oil, like, that other guy looks so crisp that there's almost, like Ken said, you almost have to be like, fuck it, I guess. You still win. Like, it's like George Peterson, right? It's like, this motherfucker is so shredded, we can't even say nothing. With the other guy. They look similar.
These guys are kind of soft, you know, compared to him. I don't know if it's the lighting of the show because we're not there, but I mean, the other guy, he just looks miles beyond. Yeah,
I think any other lineup, obviously not the Olympia or Arnold, but any other lineup, they would look shredded as fuck. But after seeing Fabio, that's his name, Fabio. Because look at loose, but still compared to the other guy, he's just ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's C-bum level condition, like that glute and ham, you know, and the lower body condition, you know, like when C-bum he does a side chest and you could just see each gnarling on his glute. He has that. That's insane.
This is the best classic top 3 that you're gonna see in any other show besides Olympia for the rest of the year, because I think this top 3, these are like legit top 10 guys. Like, these guys are really good. Well, I think this guy, I don't know if he was a top 10 guy, never mind. But these guys are legit, like, that fucking good, you know. Oh, he didn't make the top 3. This guy didn't make the top 3, huh? Top 4. Well, he's good too, but the top 3 is crazy. Let me see. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Open.
Yeah.
It was
the main event.
I personally thought, because I called it, I was telling Paul I had Rafa first, Tonio second, and Vito third. Vito looked pretty good. I think he was a little flat.
Okay, so what I will say is this. Vito actually looked better than I thought he would look. Now, most people that were going by the pictures, 100%, I think a lot of people maybe think he didn't look as good as they thought he would look, right? To me personally, I didn't think he was going to be disshredded. And I thought his back was actually going to be weaker than his back is here. I don't think his back was that bad. Check it out, his back.
No, it was pretty damn good, I thought.
I thought this was a good back. I thought it was a solid back double. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Now, people that were thinking he was going to win the show, I think that's a little bit too far. I don't think any of us thought that was even a possibility that he was going to beat Tonio or Rafa. But I think third place was the best case scenario, and I think the way he looked was the best he could have looked at this point of his career. He was shredded, and he wasn't flat at all. He was full enough, and I think this is probably the best package he's capable of right now. Maybe a little dry. You think he could be a little drier?
He was
I still think he was flat. I think he was just because the like I could see it in his chest and stuff. Like he didn't have the volume to his body that if he was full enough he would have.
I think
his tan, like Rafa's tan was fucking amazing. He didn't have that great of a tan either.
Joe,
the lighting of this show's not that great. I think
it's really not. I think he's peeled too. Joe, I think he doesn't have enough muscle to have the pop that Rafa has. I think Rafa is a lot more fuller than him, like glycogen wise as well. But I think if Vito came in like much fuller, I don't know if he would be as hard. I guess we don't know until we see it.
Yeah.
But I just think he needs more muscle on his upper body in general to get that look that Rafa Antonio has.
In terms of the actual show, I don't think he could have done much better than third.
No,
So I think
I
it's a win for him. I just
It's
think
his pro debut, so that's really good.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
Well, we're so spoiled. We're so spoiled that we think that like people should just come into IFBB and then beat all these pros who've been competing for 10 years and then go get top 10 at the Olympia, because it actually been happening, quite a few times the last few years. But that's not that's not how it works. I think we know that, but I think the average, the average bodybuilding fan doesn't get that. So they expect everybody to be in the top 10. It's like only 10 people are in the top 10. Only 20, 25 guys qualify. But people think 50 guys are going to qualify for Olympia, and it doesn't work that way. Somebody's not going to make it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people trying to make it. So I think Vito has the potential to qualify. Finding the right show is going to be difficult this year.
Now, with that being said, he is doing Detroit. So it's him versus Martin. So
it's next weekend, right?
Next weekend, yeah.
Martin's going to beat him.
I gotta have my money on Martin. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All my money would be on Martin. Martin is only going to be better, and he was that good to me his last showing. So
I think I would go as far as say I think Martin a year and a half ago at that Texas Pro, I think that physique beats this.
That's what I was saying.
And it's been a year and a half after. So that's what. If you go by pictures, then Vito is going to win. But if we're going by what we see, Vito is going to. Yeah, posing wasn't that good. Now Vito beats everybody. Obviously, on the front, I can't even say the front poses, but the front double, Vito beats everybody. X frame, Vito beats almost everybody. Like shoulder to waist to quads, he's gonna beat almost every. He's like Ramy when it comes to that, But that's it. He's not gonna beat Martin on the side poses, not on the back poses, not even on like executing his poses. Not tan, not oil. So I think Martin.
What I'm saying with Vito is it's actually his posing. I think like if you see from the side where he poses from the side, he poses small. Like he doesn't rotate all the way.
Yes.
So
I think
that
pose.
Yeah. So it's almost like I'll be completely. When we do these, I try to be unbiased.
Yeah.
I think him and Martin are a close match, man. I don't think it's going to be a wash. I don't think it's going to be a wash as we think.
No. I don't.
But I think that if he fixed his posing, he has a fighting chance.
Yeah.
At Detroit.
Him and Martin they're both not tall guys. I think Martin is a little bit taller though. Martin's what, like 5'7"?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost Brett.
Yeah. Same height. Yeah. So he's gonna be slightly taller. He Martin's gonna be more muscular, obviously in upper body. But also Vito actually was wider than I thought he was. Did you guys notice I think it's his waist too. Okay, let me pull up the lineup. In the lineup, he was wide. Look, that's pretty wide, bro. You gotta give that credit. He looks very wide in lineup for a short guy. So who's this guy?
Hey, do you guys think unless Tonio
why is he screaming?
Do you guys think that if Tonio doesn't add a little more size, eventually he's going to start falling behind?
I'll be completely straight up, and I don't want to argue. I've seen pictures. I've seen some HD footage. I think Tonio should have won this show, personally. I think Rafa beat him on size. That's it. But
that's what I was saying. I thought his size was overwhelming, so I was like, I can see how Tonio plays second myself, but it was close.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'll give Tonio second. Is just based on size, but condition wise, Rafa was not. Yeah, they were battling it out. Condition wise, I think Rafa was a little bit less.
Let's saw that because Rafa went to push Tonio to side, and Antonio shrugged him off. They getting spicy, bro.
Rafa was not playing this show, man. He's usually nice when he comes to the U.S., but when he's in Brazil, he was not playing around.
He hit them with the wrist. They not fucking around. Get careful with Tonio though. He got a whole nother side. Don't push Tonio too hard. No, but yeah, Vito is wide as hell. I think I got to see some 4K footage to really know who I would pick between Tonio and Rafa.
But Ken, that's what I was saying though. You know, you said it's Rafa beat him pretty much because of his size. That's why I was saying you think that'll eventually hurt Tonio down the line because these guys are only getting bigger, and so if Tonio stays like that, he looks fucking amazing, but he's amazing for what it is right now. Like if these guys keep growing, outgrowing him, he's only going to fall in placings. You don't think?
I think he's gonna keep getting bigger too. I mean, I don't think he's bigger now than his last showing. So he's definitely growing. He's not going to be a mass monster. You know, he's more in that Dexter lineup, you know, where if you come off, he's going to take you out. But I don't think Tonio's as small as people like to portray. You know, Rafa is just a very big structure. Like even look at the Arnold, Ohio. He wasn't that much smaller than Samson structure wise. You know, when you look at the Arnold, Ohio. So Rafa is just a very big man. You know,
do you? I don't feel like
I
Rafa
really
was.
thought Tonio should have won. Honestly, in my eyes.
If you look at Jacoby,
a lot crisper.
Jacoby posted some good photos. Like they're actually better than this footage. And you can see Tonio's condition there, and Rafa. And
I love Tonio's look. I think it's super clean, like really clean look.
Yeah, his back got bigger, a lot bigger.
Now, this footage wasn't all that clear, but Rafa, I didn't see shredded glutes in Rafa. He didn't look like that shredded from behind. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, right there to the left, round the left.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Especially even from the back, like Rafa's glutes. I noticed his glutes they weren't like the Ohio. They were a little less conditioned than previously.
It was on the softer side, if I'm being honest. In comparison to the Tonio and Good Vito. Good Vito's glutes were in, man.
Good Vito was conditioned.
Yeah.
Good Vito was conditioned.
So
if you scroll a little bit, I think there's a couple more shots on here.
Yeah, you see the glutes. The glutes, they're not fat. There's not fat by any means, but it's not. There's definitely a film, and there's no film here. You could make a strong argument for Tonio, but that kind of goes to Joe's point. Then, if anytime he has a bigger guy than him, even if he's more shredded, better muscle bellies, more balance, it's like I don't think you should win off of size if everything else is that's like Samson. That's the same reason Samson doesn't beat Hadi, right? I'm not saying the conditioning is that big of a difference, but still, I don't know if you should be winning only off of size. I think it should be the majority, and I think Tonio got the majority.
Remember, but like the winner is always the one who checks off the most boxes more balanced, not the one that has like one over the other. So like
no.
Rafa just had that extra box checked, and that's the only reason he won. Like I said, it's because when you look on the stage, like my eyes were drawn to Rafa just because he's a bigger, like more overpowering presence. And then it was Tonio. So it's just like I can see how Tonio could win, but the size thing was too overwhelming for me to look Tonio's way.
I agree.
That's myself.
I completely agree. Like that, I think that's if you go by, for me, right? We always talk about it. Like if you look at shot by shot, I think Tonio kind of takes, Rafa wins from the sides. Antonio wins a little bit more shots, but if you just look at the overall package, like you said, like it's hard to ignore. Just the package just looks better. You can't take your eyes from Rafa.
Yeah, remember it's always size, symmetry, conditioning, and proportion, right? So like size being one of those boxes. It's the first one they always say, size. So
how come Samson lost to Hadi then?
The conditioning. That's one of the boxes he didn't check.
But you know what?
Yeah,
But
but
even with Sam's,
Tonio's more diced, so he should
hold
have
on
won.
though. But when you talk about that, Hardy was not that much smaller next to Samson. It wasn't. It wasn't
I
like,
don't think so. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Hardy
Yeah.
was
Shorter.
just shorter. He
She
wasn't
was
smaller.
shorter.
Yeah.
He was
Like
just
you look at
shorter.
their width.
Yeah.
100%.
That's true.
Yeah. I could make the argument that structurally, as far as the clavicle width, that Hadi was actually wider
Wider.
than
Yeah.
Samson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Bro,
is
his back
crazy.
lat spread was ridiculous. I still can't
Yeah.
believe how fucking wide
That guy opened up like a 747, man. Like,
Yeah.
It's looking wild.
I think Tonio's career, like Ken said, is going to be a lot like Dexter, because when Dexter was on and the bigger guys were on, the bigger guys always beat Dexter. You know, now they weren't. Well, Tonio was top 8 still in the world, so it's not like everybody's beating him off of side. I mean, even if they are, he's still beating guys who he's a lot bigger, who are a lot bigger than him, right? So it's still working in his favor. But Dexter, even though people say Dexter kind of stayed the same, that wasn't really true. Dexter was gaining like at least 2-3 pounds of muscle a year, which isn't much, but he went from. I mean, he went from he was a light heavy. Then he came in at like competing at his first Olympia, like 215 to 220. Then by the end of his career, he was maybe high 230s, low 240s. That's still over the course of 10 years, maybe a 20 pounds. So it's just a slow process. But he was closing the game because Dexter at 215 doesn't beat Phil Heath, and he actually he did beat Phil in 20. Oh no, he didn't beat. Did he beat Phil in 2008? Yeah, he did beat Phil in 2008.
he beat Phil 2008 and 2009. Was Phil there? 2009?
Yes, he was fifth place.
Fifth, yeah. So I think he beat Phil in 2009 as well. Yeah.
There you go. So like, yeah, you don't, even if you're better than Jay, you have to be big enough to be able to stand next to him. So I think Tonio is going to have to improve. I don't think Tonio is that much bigger than last year, but 3 pounds, maybe 3-4 pounds. If he keeps doing that, which he's young, a lot younger than Dexter was when he was doing that. So I think he'll be okay.
I had a side bet with my friend. Who wins, Tonio or Martin?
Tonio, I think.
Tonio.
Like Baby said,
Martin. He's a lot
like
bigger.
Martin, like Tonio's conditioning's always on point. I don't ever really see him falter.
I mean, so is Martin.
Yeah, so is Martin.
Dude, I've seen Tonio in person, bro. There's nothing on that physique you can say. You may say, oh, maybe he needs more hamstrings. That's it. Like, if you don't have the size to outsize him, you're not winning against Tonio. Just based on what I've seen in the flesh, you're not winning against him.
I'd love to see it regardless, but I think Tonio's still big.
I don't know if I agree, man. I gotta be honest. I think the last Martin we've seen, Tonio beats him. I think this new Martin, it might not be the case. I can't say that for sure because I haven't seen a new Martin on stage.
That's what I was gonna say.
You always say.
Yeah,
we don't go based on what ifs, right? We go based on the data we have.
Even when we were talking about Vito, I was talking about the Texas Martin. So I'm doing the same thing.
Too. Yeah. Now, I mean, but Tonio got a crazy back. Tonio got a crazy back too. Martin looks more peeled from behind. The level his glutes and hamstrings were in was next level, but from the front, Tonio is more peeled. I don't know.
Both the way I see it, they're both playing the same game. Martin's is perfectly balanced. Martin does not have a weak shot, and neither does Tonio. The only thing is Tonio is just more, aesthetic. And Martin is not so far out in terms of size compared to Tonio. So it's a tough matchup, but the way I see it in my head, I think Tonio just beats him just by a little.
Yeah, by a little.
Great battle for sure. Yeah. All right. What else? Let me see. What was he looking at? Did we look at Rafa yet? All right. Where do I get the best picture of Rafa? You think he posted shit?
One pose I love on Rafa is his front lat spread.
I mean,
killer shot.
Does he have the best front lat spread in the Open? He's in contention.
I don't think no. I was gonna say even I actually like. I think I really like Derek's front lat spread too.
You think Derek's front lat spread is better than this?
I don't think
Mm,
so.
I don't think so.
yeah,
Okay, so
no.
well, he
I take
definitely
it
has.
back.
He definitely has.
Once I saw, oh, that's pretty right there. That's a pretty.
Well,
The motherfucker look like Superman.
he definitely has. He definitely has one of the best. But who had the better front lat spread is what I want to know.
Yeah, that's a Brazilian Superman right there.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, Andrew.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Andrew jacked.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's got that 3D, that alien 3D stuff going on.
I just don't want to
I don't know
give
where
it to
that
the.
shit comes from.
I don't want to give it to the Nigerian.
You guys just take everything from us.
Arch nemesis. That's my arch nemesis. The Nigerians. Damn, he hasn't been on stage for a
Me
minute.
and Ken are going to be arch nemesis next year.
Exactly.
Yeah, Joe, that's gonna be an awesome battle, man. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Can't find a fucking.
guys.
Well, we get to see which if my remember when I asked my sister who would win?
Yeah,
There you go.
She'll get to know the answer. We'll all get to know.
I can't find. Oh, maybe.
Texas. There we go.
How's your sister doing, by the way, Joe?
She's good, man.
Oh,
I think
check it.
she's back in school with her trying to get her master's.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did he not hit a front lat? Oh, damn. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
nah.
Look at the tits on that one.
I'm sorry.
great.
This is stupid. Like,
I think I want to say Rafa's is prettier, maybe, but this is more impressive. Look at the abs, though.
dude, he's got fibers in his chest. Like, when do you ever see that in a front lat spread?
You don't see it in the front lat spread, no. In the most muscular, if you're lucky, maybe. But
I think
not in
Ronnie
the front
Coleman
lat
used to
spread.
have it, no?
He did, yeah. Ronnie,
Yeah.
did.
Ronnie, yeah.
Yeah, when you can't even see the nipples they hide it.
Remember
in the
when
striations.
Ronnie did that praying thing and his fucking chest was all striated?
That was
That
fire.
was such a
Dude.
dope ass shot.
I tried to do it. I tried to do it when I was, when I was prepared for North Americans. I was practicing, and I tried to do it. It didn't look the same. I was like,
It doesn't look the same, man. Look, it's hard to mimic.
hey, it don't look the same.
Keep praying.
This year I'm
Yeah.
this year I'm gonna turn my posing trunks into a thong, bro. Just pick it up my ass crack. Ronnie really did all that shit. That's hilarious.
Ronnie's
Yeah, he
the
did.
only Mr. Olympia to ever guest pose at the Mr. Olympia. Like, man, he came out as Moses. He came out as the king. He came out as a caveman. Like, this is the
That's so
Olympia. It
dope.
wasn't like some regular show. Like, the guy came out, with costumes and shit.
Cosplay.
Costumes and shit.
So all in all, I do want to give credit to Vito because I've been hard on him. I actually think he delivered. I still think these pictures are funky as hell, but nonetheless, I think he delivered on stage. Right? I think it was a success personally.
It
Yeah,
was,
I think.
of course, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see how William Martin looked on stage. Okay, I don't
Dude,
see
it's
any
the
pictures.
it's the waist, man. His waist kind of, it sets
It's just not.
sets him back. It sucks because he was in condition. Everything is there. It's just the waist is just not
It's not nice. It's not nice to look at. I gotta be honest with
Who?
yeah.
you.
Who?
William Martin's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like you could tell, like from because I watched the live stream, like in shots, he tries to hide it, but you can't hide it in a front double, a front lat spread. Like there's only so much you can
No.
do.
It's gonna be
I
tough.
feel bad. I feel bad for the guy because like, what do you do when you're doing everything right, but structurally you just don't have it.
Get a fucking BBL.
Beef stew right here.
I'm telling you, bro, he's shredded, man.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah.
And he must be looking big as fucking person because if you guys know how big his head is, if his arms look this big next to his head, that's trouble. That's trouble.
Go
man.
forward
said-
for a bit. Look at the abs and thigh. I wish he would do his legs like that for the front double, the way he would do it for the ab and thigh.
Yeah, I think it makes your legs look bigger, actually.
Oh, if he does that, but with a front double, he would look crazy, I think.
Yeah,
He already looks crazy anyway.
But he looks to actually be now, because at one point he looked pretty flat. He looks to be like filling out a little bit. Would you say? I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
that's
green.
that's the pro. Everybody has a different process. That's the thing. You just have to just wait till the finished product, because you just never know what somebody's gonna pull. I just saw Quint. Okay, another Nigerian. I bet Quint knows how to swim as well, and he has a master's law degree.
Hey, is he like fucking huge in person? Like huge?
Yeah,
Anybody ever seen
I'm
him?
sure.
yeah, I've seen him. in
Yeah,
person.
I'd want to see him in person, bro. He looks fucking huge.
He's very tall. Like people don't.
I've
he's
never-
very tall. Like,
I've never seen him in
like, what,
person.
6'2"?
Yeah, like legit 6'2", not
He's
like
legit 6'2".
not 5'11", but then he's 6'2" when he makes a post.
Yeah,
Because that's how people do.
I met him last summer. For Aries threw an event. He came over, and yeah, he's like a legit 6'2". Like he's very tall, very wide. He's a big guy, man. He's a big guy.
I never actually met Quint, but I'll take your word, Ken. He looks like a big
He was on
guy.
the podcast for like a half hour once, right?
He was. Yeah.
That's cool.
I got to get him back on. I'm gonna tell him, yeah, just hop on for 10 minutes.
Well, he's doing New York, no?
What's that, Joe?
He's doing New York, no?
I don't. If he
You
is,
can
I'm
neither
not aware of
confirm or deny the following.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah,
about all that, Joe, but maybe. Who knows? He could be. You know.
He looks like he is.
He looks like he is.
Yeah, he
Well,
looks like he is.
but okay, let's say hypothetically he is doing it for some reason, for some crazy reason. What do you guys think his potential would be at the New York Pro lineup
Second
if
place.
he did it?
I was
Second
just going to
place?
say second as well.
Second. Yeah.
So
Second.
you guys will put him over Tonio and Stu.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's
He's bigger than both of those dudes and more aesthetic.
Hey, he's gonna be the odd man out in that lineup. He's gonna be like,
He's definitely going to stand out. I can promise you that. He's fucking huge.
To be
Remember-
honest, dude, I think he's the only one who's in contention with Nick. If Nick, for some reason, is way, way, way off, and I'm not gonna say he is, but let's say, God forbid, something happens, and he
Like
still
what?
ended up going on stage, like food
he gets
poisoning.
beat up.
Somebody
He gets beat up by
No.
security.
I'm not gonna lie. I think
No.
even if Nick was off, I think he'd win.
Bro.
I think Nick's
I'm
so
a-
heavily muscled. Like I don't know.
I'm gonna say
I'm
like
hoping this doesn't happen, but if anything that doesn't happen to Nick, man, it's Nick's show, you know.
this, bro. If Nick gets food poisoning and he gets beat up by security, he's still gonna win that show. There's no world like Nick is shredded right now. You know, I can't see it. Any way that Nick loses that show, I gotta be honest.
If Nick got food poisoning, he'd probably be even more shredded. Fuck.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, if Quint was doing it, man, the thing, like the Texas Pro, the original one that Andrew Jack won, where it was him, Steve, what's his name, Cobra guy, Texas guy.
Oh yeah.
Steve Kuklo, Andrew Jack, Quint Beastwood. All these guys are like 6-footers, man. Martin was like the odd man out in that lineup, the original one.
Yeah.
Like Quint's big, man. He's a big guy. Like, I think, like you said, I mean, I think his second place for sure. If Nick is doing the show, but if he has added the size with Matt, and Matt doesn't miss. Matt does not miss.
Yeah, he's not gonna miss.
So I don't know, man. Quint's. I think we're in for an interesting year when this guy debuts this year.
I can't see a scenario where Quint isn't bigger just because he's a genetic freak and he took like 2 years off and he's with Matt. And Matt isn't gonna dance around the offseason. He's gonna push you hard. So I feel like he has to be bigger, right? There's almost no way. So
1,000% he's going to be bigger.
yeah. Now how much bigger? Well, it's not even how much bigger. It's like how big does he need to be is the hard part because when you're 6'2", it's never enough muscle, right? Because shit, Andrew's like what 280 on stage, and still, he still needs more back and more hamstring. So, is it going to be enough for second? I think it could be enough. I think it could be enough. Well, it's going to be fun either way. Fun to watch. Fun either watch. Yeah. I think if we ask Nick will probably say the same thing about Quint. He'll probably say Quint is probably going to be second. I don't know if he said it yet, but I'm pretty sure Nick probably feels the same way. How long we been on?
Like just we were talking about like with the size thing, like the size would just be too much for a guy like Tonio to overcome, like the size discrepancy. It's just too much.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if you're not going to be like, if you're not going to be huge, you got to at least be wide, and he's not the widest guy either. So like, it's definitely going to be harder to go against these big guys.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. All right. You want to get into questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
Might as well. Is there anything else that we got to cover? I think that's everything. Nothing happened.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we know who else is doing USAs?
I don't. It could be anybody. I mean, you got to think about who's not pro.
My friend Filippo, he's a super heavy.
Is Derman doing it?
I heard he was doing it, but I don't. I don't know.
Is Elliot Derman doing it? Do we know?
I don't know. I kind of heard he was doing it, but who knows? I really don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
Unless it's 2 days out and he announces anything, bro, I'm not taking it serious.
Hey, Eric Janicki just posted his stuff for the Vancouver, I believe.
Yeah, he's gonna do Vancouver. He's gonna do Vancouver, and then he's gonna do the pro division as well. I think he's gonna win the amateur handily. So then he wants to do the pro show the next. I don't know if I should be saying that. Did he say that? Did he say this online?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah. That's why I brought it up.
But did he say that he's gonna do the pro afterwards, or he wants to?
I don't. I know he said Vancouver, but I don't know if he like specifically said.
He did say that he wants to jump in the pro circuit right away. He said
that's smart.
Yeah, smart. I mean, he's bigger. He's definitely bigger. I've seen him. He's pro size. I will say he's pro size. So it makes sense. I think it makes sense.
Three amateurs I'm looking forward to this year: you, Elliot Derman, the C-Turn Pro, and Sid Rai. You three. Three of you, man. Like that's where I'm. And of course, whoever comes out of the woodwork, but. You guys are the ones on the radar right now.
Justin O'Donnell, right? He got second last year.
That's right.
In heavies, he's definitely pro level physique.
Heavy or super? He's a super. No way he's a heavy.
No, he was a heavy.
He's heavy.
What? Justin O'Donnell's a heavy?
Yeah, but
there's no way he'll be a heavy this year. He's going to be a super heavy this year.
That motherfucker's big.
He literally like he went from like 280 something or 290 down to the heavyweights.
Yeah,
I don't know why he did it, but
no fucking way. That guy's he's not a heavy, bro. No way. I've seen him in person.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, well, he was a heavy, but I can't see him being a heavy again. I can't say that. I feel like we gotta talk about more amateurs because I feel like somebody was like, yo, do you have to be a He was like, I think you have to be a pro to be on a podcast. I'm like, bro, I'm not a pro. You know that, right? Like, what are you talking about?
I saw that. Yeah.
But
well, you know what's funny? Well, we all started off. We were brand new pros, so we still had an amateur kind of like feel. We just came off our shows and shit.
But,
That's what I
got
like, though. That's what I
Mhm.
like. I liked what we were doing. Like, we were showcasing amateurs. I do like covering
Me too,
amateur
bro.
shows and the amateurs on the ranks, because that's what actually got me interested in the podcast. It's kind of like, a lot
The
everyone
newcomers.
talks about the pros, man. Like,
Exactly, bro. Yo,
everyone talks about the pros.
the pros, they're already on all the podcasts, right? So
Yeah,
who's covering the new talent? And you gotta keep in mind, the same people are gonna be the top pros. The first time I had Zayd on the podcast, Zayd wasn't a pro. The first time I had Nick, but a lot of people probably don't know this because they weren't watching back then. The first time I had Nick on the podcast, he wasn't a pro. When I had Quint on a podcast, he might have just turned pro, literally just turned pro, and that to me is fun because at the time people were like, oh, probably like, oh, who's this Quint guy? You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
yeah,
Nick already had a following, but it wasn't here. There were people who didn't know who Nick was at the time. So
Yeah.
it's like those same people become the top guys. So I think it's very important to show that as well. So I definitely want to. If people think that you have to be a pro to be on, then I definitely want to get on more amateurs now. It just happens to be that if I'm a bodybuilder, most of my friends are either top amateurs or turning pro or already pro, and people that I get on are usually my friends or people who I know. So that's just who the people I know. But I'm not like, okay, you're a pro, you come on a podcast. I don't care about that shit. I don't really. So
yeah. Because that guy, there was another guy that just did a show. He's with Gasp. I don't know what his name is. He looked good, man. He's an amateur. He just did a
Mhm.
pro. He just did a show. I think it's on the Gasp page.
Mhm.
If you want to put that up,
Yeah, let me pull
I
it up.
think I think he's going to be a top amateur going into nationals this year.
Sid
That's
is for
important.
sure doing nationals.
Yeah, Sid is only going to do nationals. Sid is committed to winning nationals. He's not going to do anything else. I've
Yeah.
tried. I've tried to persuade him. He's not going to do anything else.
I mean, last time he did it, he was one spot away. I
Yeah,
think
Yeah.
he
I
can
think he
do it.
should have won. Yeah, that's him right there.
Oh, yeah,
Left.
he looks good.
Yeah, did they tag him? Maybe check the tag to see what he looks.
Hope so.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah, that's a lot. I
That's,
think Blake, probably Blake.
I could see him being Blake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looks
yeah, he
good.
looks good. He looks
He
good.
actually got a small waist too.
He reminds me a little bit of Josh Manley.
Yeah. I can
Yes,
see
yes,
that.
he
I can see
does.
that.
He does. He does.
Similar, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
he
did he
did
do
nationals.
oh, he looks good from here. I don't know how he did, but he looked good from here.
It was a heavyweight too.
Well, he's gonna do better this year. So shout out Blake Cor. I know that name. Do I follow him? I know that name from somewhere. I've heard that name, Blake Corville. I don't know where I heard it, but I've heard the name.
Yeah,
Oh, shout out Blake.
he just did a show, and I think he blew it out the water. Of course, I mean, I don't think anyone will expect less in a local show, but he's definitely
Yeah.
going to be on the horizon. This guy.
We gotta cover more amateurs. Let me pull up Janicki. Let me pull up Janicki. Oh, okay. Janicki. He doesn't post a lot of physique updates, granted, but I think you get an idea. I mean, he's a big guy with pretty good muscle bellies and shape, you know? I mean, that's not a physique update. No.
Did his coach
He,
post
he,
it?
it was him because I responded. Did you take it down?
Maybe a story?
Well,
It was on the forgive me. What's the other guy other page name? Sululos?
Really?
Sulilos?
Sulios.
Sulios, yeah,
Sulios.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think fuck. I don't remember if I DM'd him or I commented on it. Oh well.
Sulios.
Scroll
Nigerian
down.
brother.
Where?
There.
Right
There
there.
it is.
Center.
Flat spread.
Oh shit. I don't think I've ever seen his check-ins like that. Raw check-ins.
Sulios always got the scoop, man.
Yeah.
Dude, he does a lot for the competitors. I gotta
He
give
He
him
does,
does.
that.
He
man.
does.
He
He really
does. He
does.
does. He does.
Yeah. Yeah, Janicki definitely gonna be a pro this year. I definitely would have that. So
You
shout
think
out
so?
Janicki. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
He's good, man. Janicki's good.
Zay, you're not
He really
convinced?
is.
You didn't sound
Zeta,
convinced.
Zeta, you know, not convinced.
I want to see that crispy conditioning, bro. When my conditioning was shit, everybody said that you will never turn pro until you get crisp. When I get crisp, I understood why. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
until I see his ass getting crispy,
Mhm.
I'm not
He
gonna
wasn't
believe in it.
he wasn't crispy last year, but in his defense, when he did classic one time last couple years, and he was, I mean, of course he was crispy because he had to suck down fucking like 50 pounds, but he was crispy. So I know he's capable of it for sure.
I have to
And
say he's really good and he has great potential. There's no knock on him. I'm just saying when he gets it down, he will be.
you want to
You
see?
know?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He seems locked in. In the past, listen, Janik, he doesn't have to do any of this. You know, he's good. He's
Yeah.
set. You know, so I feel like in the past it was more so like this could be fun. This could be like a fun project to do. And now this year, that's not what I'm getting at the point that he's serious about this. It's not like let me just try this project. This is gonna be fun. It's more so like this means something to me, which is that's why losses make champs, man. If he won that show, he probably would have been like, oh, cool. Next thing you know, but him losing now, he's like, wait a minute, oh shit, okay, let me, I'm close, so I could do this. So I feel like there's a new fire. So I think he's gonna do it. I think he's taking it really seriously. I think he's taking it really seriously.
Yeah. I think losing to Joe humbled him because these taller guys when they're buff, they look at a shorter guy and then they'll be like, "You're gonna beat me." No fucking way. And then Joe kicked his ass, and he probably learned the lesson. I shouldn't underestimate shorter, buffer guy. You know what I mean?
I don't.
And then
I
he's
don't.
training harder.
I don't think he thought. Yeah, I don't think he thought Joe was gonna beat him. I don't think he thought so.
No, I know. He was a little loud before USA's last year, bro. He was making interviews and all that stuff. You know.
Zay didn't like that he got interviewed before the show.
You know what's funny? They posted up his interview and they didn't post up mine.
Yeah.
I won the show and they didn't post my interview up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was like. What the fuck?
If I was Joe, I'd be like, what the fuck? But hey, listen, you won, Joe, so fuck it. You know. You got the yeah. At the end of the day, that's all that really matters, you know. That's all that really matters, you know. But yeah, Zayd is like, yeah, he doing interviews.
It's true though.
Shout out Janik. Janik is a super cool dude, man. Shout out.
Yeah, Zayd is so funny, man. It's like you think he's gonna turn pro? Okay.
Either okay, all right, okay.
Because when I was in the same position, bro, this is what people would tell me. You will never be a pro until you do this. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just saying what people have always been telling me. How is that not fair? But I'm just being fair, honestly.
No, it's fair. Yeah, it's fair.
I think the same thing for you. When you get super fucking crispy, you're gonna win immediately.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal, brother.
You're working with Compton now, right? Beatty?
Yeah, we actually just started. So
okay.
I've been granted. I've been kind of already dieting. Like it's nothing changed. It's the same food, just cardio now. So I kind of already been in prep honestly for a couple of weeks. But
no Milo style, right? Like you're locked in 100% with Compton.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even like he sends it to me. I say, got it. There's no I'm thinking because I like the sweet potatoes. Like I don't care about any about that.
You know what's funny? I see that with other people. Like they'll communicate with Justin, but like I'm the same way. I'll see the plan and I'm just like, all right, sounds good. Literally, that's my conversation with Justin. And then the only time I ever say more than that is say the previous week he says he's going to do something. It's like throw something in. We're talking about compounds. And I'm like, I bring it up. I'm like, hey, did you not want me to start this after all? Because I always get it ahead of time right before because he'll let me know. And then he'll tell me, oh, no, we're going to hold off on a week. That's the only time I ever question anything. It's only because he said something about it the week prior.
I'm so glad, Joe. I'm so glad you guys are saying this because that is my exact relationship with Andrew. It's like I see people, messaging him all the time, talking. It's like the guy gave me the plan. He told me what to do. Like, what else am I going to ask of the guy?
The only thing I do sometimes, because me and Justin have developed like a friendship over time. So I will ask him if he's doing all right or ask him about certain things. But it's not all the time. Like if you're having me check in every like 5th day or whatever, I'm not going to be asking how you're doing all the time. But if I haven't asked him in a while, I'll be like, because I give a damn. Like, he's a cool guy. So
coaches.
I probably should do that because Andrew and I, we have a very good relationship, but it's like sometimes I'm like, I don't want to disturb the guy. He's got clients, he's got businesses. I'm like, I don't want to sit there and disturb the guy if I don't have to. But we have a good relationship. So I'm like, maybe I should reach out sometimes and be like, hey, how you doing?
I mean, because they are human too, but it's like Justin made me feel that way. Like, oh, what? He sees me outside of a client too. Like he sees me as a friend too.
Facts.
So he'll talk
Do
about
you guys
fishing.
pay your coaches after you turn pro?
Yeah, I pay him every month.
Yeah, I pay him.
Yeah. I don't pay Justin anything.
No, no. I was like, well, because I've always been huge on never mixing friendship with business. So just because we're friends now doesn't mean I'm going to be like, hey, like we're cool now. Why am I still paying you? No,
and to be perfectly honest with you, Zaid, like no offense to anyone on this podcast, but we're still nobodies. Like we're not in the position.
100%.
Like you turn pro, so what? Like go win a couple pro shows and an Olympia. Andrew has people to have Olympia titles. Like who am I to sit there and say I'm a pro now? Like let's work a deal.
Not about my bodybuilders, bro.
I don't even know if I'll be comfortable with that.
Me too.
Yeah.
One thing. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing I wish was like a common rule or like just known is that any bodybuilder gym you go into, if you're a pro, I see you have your pro card or whatever, I feel like you should train for free. That's just my thing.
I heard it used to be like that. It
used to, and that's why I wish it was still around. Some gyms do it, like Fit Nation does it all the time.
Hardcore,
I wish, man. Yeah,
hardcore gyms. I definitely feel like hardcore gyms should do it, but I mean, I guess it's up to the owner, I guess, But
Dorian Yates has to pay, bro, to get in.
Yeah,
bro, that was ridiculous.
That's insane.
The way I look at it is, what kind of gym would you want to train at? And the reason I like Fit Nation, it's not just the equipment. It's everything, bro. Like Joe just said,
it's the respect for the athletes. They have so much respect for the athletes.
That's what I'm saying. You feel so welcome, and it's not even like you're like a priority, but you feel welcome. Like it's being a bodybuilder like a good thing. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but when you train in one of these gyms, you kind of get it. It's like everybody's a family. People like you've never met before, they have a certain level of respect for you. I don't know about half of these people, but they're like, hey, what's up? It's just there's the understanding there, and we also show respect too. It's not like we in that gym like acting like we special. We show the same respect, but they give us the same respect, and it's just nice. It's a nice feeling to go to a gym and everybody gets it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's my kind of gym.
Yeah.
But we were talking about coaching.
That reminds me,
paying your coach.
I was gonna say we're gonna work out at Gold's. I think probably on a Saturday, so it'll be like an arm day for me and Paul. But we're gonna want to film there.
I'll be there.
I don't know how I was gonna say I don't know what that's gonna consist of. Like we have to pay somebody or tell them or whatever.
It depends. What time you guys going?
It'll probably be like around 2:00, maybe.
Ooh, and that's gonna be a little tougher. If you guys came after 5, you have no problem.
Oh, we could at night on a Saturday.
Yeah, you can just walk in.
Okay, I'll probably do that then. We'll just push the time back. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, and don't tell anyone you're filming, bro. They're probably not gonna let you.
We have a camera guy coming in with us. So
yeah, on a Saturday after 5, It depends who's there. But on a Saturday after 5, you should be good regardless. But like Zay said, don't walk in with the cameras out. You know. Listen, me personally, I will go there, film with a camera guy, and if somebody, hey, you can't film, I'll be like, oh, okay, and I'll keep fucking filming. I'm sorry, but I'm not saying that you should do that, but that's just what I did, you know. So
yeah, we're gonna go to
Dude, the other day
Metroflex.
they had something to say to me using the newbie in the gym. You can't use this here, blah 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 blah.
what?
So,
That's
yeah,
fucking stupid.
That's
I
like saying,
know.
oh, you can't use that belt, bro. You gotta take the belt off. It's a fucking newbie. Like what you? It's a machine.
Yeah, I guess you have to have like certain insurance to be able to operate it and whatever.
In case this shit
You know?
kills you, you get a heart attack.
No, it's
That's
just
crazy.
because they want more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of shit makes me not even want to go. Forget it, Joe.
You see,
I'm not coming.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna do that if that's the case. Like they're gonna start questioning, like, what
Stupid.
happened? The fuck?
That's
I was
stupid.
honestly, I was
it's just
confident with
crazy.
this.
It's just crazy how the culture just changes so much. Like when I was like 18, 19, I'll be honest, one of my dreams was to go to Venice and train at Gold's Gym and, go to the beach by Venice and,
Yeah.
chill out. Now it's like when you hear about Gold's Gym Venice, it's like, I don't even want to fucking go there. It's
Dude,
like,
yeah, like you never hear any top guys really want to go there anymore.
no.
I fucking live here and I don't even go. You know.
Yeah, Beatty drives like an hour to Fit Nation.
Yeah.
For real, he does. He does.
It's a shame because they still have really good equipment. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's a huge fucking gym with a lot of good equipment, but it's like you don't feel
Atmosphere.
welcome. Yeah. How do we not feel welcome? That's weird. That's the weirdest shit ever. How the fuck did you guys grow your name off the backs of all these bodybuilders, and now all of a sudden it's like
more
fuck bodybuilders?
commercialized now. So if you pay the fucking membership, you get in.
I'm
You
like,
don't, get the fuck out. As simple as that.
yo, the day when I saw the sliding doors with the fucking entrance shit like this, I said, what the fuck? I'm like, nah, they fucked up. Because, yo, I used to just walk in that bitch. Fuck a fucking turnstile. I just walk in that bitch. They put it, you got to swipe some shit now to open the door. Like, nah.
For real?
Yeah.
I haven't been there since like 2000, I think, 17. It's been a long time since I walked in those.
That's when goals was still good.
I mean, in all fairness, it's still decent. I'm not gonna say it's the same as the '90s. It's still pretty good. I truly enjoy going there. Never had a bad workout in that gym, not yet. But if you're expecting Lee Priest and Chris Cormier to welcome you at the door, that's not gonna happen.
That's the gym.
You know what I mean?
Then I'm not going.
It's a good gym.
I'm not gonna see Jay. Jay's not gonna be there at the front
I
desk.
run into him sometimes. The other day, I run into Phil Heath, bro. So that was cool. You know?
Yeah. Oh!
Yeah.
I didn't say when I was at the Vegas show. I was sitting down and Compton was talking to somebody, and I didn't see, but he was talking to Jay, and then he was like, "Oh, I came with a couple of my clients," and then Jay was like, "Hey, what's up?" Whatever. He was like, I saw what you guys said about me. You talking about the podcast? I'm assuming he saw because of Zayd. And I'm like, oh shit! And I kind of, it's funny because like I'm not somebody who ever freezes, but I didn't expect that. I was letting him, hey, what's up, and sit back down. So when he said that, I kind of froze. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, thank you, Jay. And then I kind of just froze, got weird, and
Should have just like, yeah, Jay, bro, you're beautiful.
you don't expect that, but what I always hear about Jay, and I kept hearing it this day, that his memory is insane. Like he'll see people, oh, I saw you at the 2012 Arnold, and he'll remember it. And he's not faking it. He'll be like, yeah, I remember you had the red T-shirt on, and they'll be like, wait, you actually remember that? So I think his memory is so you don't expect him to know what's going on, but he's so sharp that I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming. That means he recognized me and said a statement before I even knew what the fuck was going on. I'm like, oh shit, and I couldn't compute that shit quick enough to. I sat back down. I'm like, wait, did he watch the podcast? And it took me a minute to even understand what's going on. And by that time, it was too late. I was already
bro.
weird.
When I get the opportunity to meet Jay, if he says, "Hey, you're Joe, right?" I'll be speechless.
Joe's gonna run away. You're gonna be like,
"Don't look at me."
Yeah.
He's at a point beautiful like you.
He's at a point. He's getting that like Arnold shit when he walks into the room. The whole room changed. Everybody kind of like
Stop.
It's like it's like, you know how when Arnold walks around the expo and everybody
superstar energy. Yeah.
And it's not
Everybody
even
loves
like
Jay.
it's not even like they're asking for pictures. Everybody stops and focuses on Jay. And then like we're talking, right? Me, Compton, him, and this guy Neil, and everybody just staring at us like this. The whole auditorium is checking, everybody just staring. And then he walks over everybody like this the whole time. It's like, that's crazy, right? Not many people get that. Not many people get that treatment, you know. But shout out Jay.
Yeah, he's still jacked, bro. 51 almost, and he's in good shape.
Very, very handsome still, actually, too.
I literally just showed my mom a picture of him, like yesterday.
And what she said? She said he's a looker.
No, because the reason was because people always compare my upcoming physique to his, just to structure.
Yeah.
And I was saying, this is the person they say I'm structurally built like. She's like, oh, I can definitely see that. So in a few years, Joe, you'll look just like that. Thanks,
you actually have the same exact structure as Jay. Like it's kind of crazy to look at it. But like with the way the shoulders, even the waist, like you guys have perfect waist control, but you don't have like small obliques. But it's still, but it works. You know what I'm saying? Because the shoulders are so wide, so it still gives you that V taper. You know. All right. Did we do any questions yet?
Nope, not one.
No.
Nope. Okay. What's your favorite sport besides bodybuilding?
Football.
I guess to watch football.
Actually, UFC too.
Yeah, I like MMA.
Soccer.
How about you guys? Soccer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't really watch sports like that, but soccer is the only one that I feel like I watch, or football. Soccer and football are the only ones, but not religious.
I don't really watch them anymore. Like I haven't watched them in fucking years. But I actually enjoyed the Super Bowl watching that this year.
If I'm being honest, I haven't watched pretty much no sports in quite some time. I might see some highlights here and there on Instagram. That's about it. But I don't think any of us are sitting at home with the TV like, okay, let's catch this game.
No.
Besides Paul. Paul is doing that.
Paul,
from time to time, from time to time, I will watch the highlights of like football stuff, like on like reels or whatever.
Yeah,
I'll go in a rabbit hole of that shit. It's dope. But you mean to tell me I don't have to sit there for 3 hours? I can see all the cool shit in like 45 seconds? Sweet.
The only fucked up thing that does is now when I watch a real game, I watch a real basketball game, I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers missed a lot of shots. I thought Steph, I'm like, I thought Steph Curry was a little sharper than that. I'm like, Steph, come on, bro. You know,
that's why they say don't judge a person on their highlight reel, bro. You don't know,
bro. I watch him highlights. I'm like, yo, Steph Curry is not human. I'm like, this is impossible. Then I watch. I'm like, oh, he be missing too. Okay, that makes sense now. he be missing. Okay, that because so many shots. I'm like, so many shots. I'm like, there's no way. But he's missing half of them, which is if you're missing half your 3-pointers, you're a 50% 3-point shooter, which is always going to be one of the best, you know. But still, it's like, oh, I see what's going on here. They're good. But they ain't that good.
A highlight that I can watch, like, and still be like mind blown by it every time was that Odell Beckham like 3-finger catch that he had.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was insane.
I've watched that so many times, and every time it pops up somehow, I'm still just as fucking amazed.
I just hope the file don't get corrupted after that.
I hope not.
I hope not. Yeah, we're gonna have
so can you beat him on stage, Ken?
Who, Sid?
Yeah.
I think so,
dude. Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Out of all of us on this pod right here, I think it'd be hard for all of us to go against Sid. I gotta be honest with you, man. Like,
what?
He's not a pro yet, huh?
Pull up his profile. I don't think people realize how good Sid is.
You versus Sid, you win, bro.
I don't know, man.
I know he
I don't
beat you
know.
before, but after you made your
Dude,
improvements,
he smoked
uh,
me. He smoked me in nationals, dude.
he smoked you because you're fat on that fucking day. But
Like I
now
like Sid, but
that's no
no, bro,
longer true. I think you will get him.
Ken, you would beat him,
Condition, dude, I'm telling you,
100%.
his conditioning, when you see it in person, his conditioning is
I
good, man.
Oh, I
He's
believe
I
you, but remember, we're
I've
talking
been
about
there.
taking off boxes.
It's not
I
like
think you'll beat him, bro. I think
it's not a condition
our
contest. He's gonna beat you on condition, but you're gonna beat him.
Yeah, he has a beautiful physique, but yeah, Ken, you beat him.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you pull up the other shot, like the top one, all the way
Which
to the
one?
top, right there. Yeah,
This one?
I
yeah,
only say that because you
that's a
carry more
crazy
muscle.
physique,
You carry more muscle.
dude. That's a crazy fucking. Like, I don't know how this guy's not pro. Like, I'll be honest, that nationals, we weren't even friends at that point. I messaged him. I was like, bro, I don't know how you lost because me personally, I had Debs and him in second. I was like, there's no fucking way this guy did not turn pro at this show. Like, he looked insane,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So
yeah. No, he has a great physique, but Ken beats him. Ken beats
mm,
him. That's my honest
My honest
evaluation.
opinion too. Yeah, and I think Ken has more muscle. He's denser.
Hmm.
I think
Right.
that
Just in
would
your legs, just in
play
your
a
legs,
big
bro.
role.
Your legs, your width, all there.
What
I
sort?
appreciate it, but you know, that's the big bro right there, man. That's my big bro.
Why are men willing to level down more? Huh. Why is it that men are willing to level down and most women only want to level up? Hmm.
Wait, what? Word
Damn.
confused.
Why? I don't really know how to articulate that question. Why do? But then you would have to agree that men are leveling down. I don't know if I could make that statement generally. I'm sure some guys are, but some women level down too. I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's a blanket statement.
Mhm.
Now I can say that most women's primary objective is security. So if you're talking about financially leveling up, then yeah, I think that's more important to women finding security because in their head, if they're gonna have a family with you, they want to know that you can take care of your family. Rather, the guy, you don't really care about a woman's finances that much because you're the one that's kind of thinking about taking care of her. I guess in that way, that can
Hey,
make
Beatty, it
sense.
was funny. So the other day, I had Jay listen to your approach to dating, and
Yes.
then she
Oh,
also she because like you said a couple of times, oh, women expect this or this is how they see things. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna jump on the damn podcast and tell Beatty how a woman really fucking thinks. She was like, yeah, I need to
Tell her,
tell him
come
what's
on.
up.
Tell her,
I
come on.
swear, we're walking Levi and she brought that up to me. So I need to tell Beatty what's up.
Yeah. Now, there's also this is why it's hard to make blanket statements because everybody's different. Like we all had different opinions, right? So girls have different opinions too, right? Because I've gotten girls comment on that too, and then some of them it depends, I guess their lifestyle, their morals, their ethics, because some girls are like, yeah, I mean, why would I date one guy and shit like that? I don't know. I guess it depends the way you want to approach it, but everybody's gonna is gonna vary from that. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. I just think whatever find what works for you, and then kind of roll with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're gonna have a ton of people that have the same opinion as you or approach. You're gonna have a ton of people that are the opposite, but within that group, they have their own approach or whatever, and that's the same as some other people. But everybody's gonna be different.
Yeah,
Exactly.
what I've
Even like
realized.
even if Jay
Sorry, go
jumped
ahead,
on
Joe.
here and gave you her opinion of what girls think, it still comes from her. It's
Yeah,
still from one single person. Doesn't mean she's wrong, but it doesn't mean that's the 100% truth on everyone.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. There's no right or wrong. What you realize, especially since we started doing these podcasts and we bring up some of these hot topics, is that your opinion that you have, and even if someone has a conflicting opinion, it's not distinct to you and just that person. Some people agree with what Beatty said. Some people agree with what we said. It's split down the middle. So it's not like one or the other is right. It's just basically what you believe in, you know.
And you know what? I don't even disagree with y'all.
Me neither. I don't disagree with you.
You know, it's more so I'm choosing it to do it this way now because I've done it the other way, and I felt like it took a lot of time and it would leave me more vulnerable, right? Because now I'm talking to this girl and then she starts acting weird and kind of pulls away. And then I'm like, damn, all that work and now it's kind of like dead end. Okay, now I guess I have to date somebody else, right? And it makes it harder to get past that because you're like, damn, I really care about this girl low key. So I'm like, oh fuck. But she obviously not interested anymore because if she was interested, I wouldn't be fucking waiting all day. Oh, she didn't text me. Oh. So now I'm like, damn, I kind of feel stupid. So I guess I'll date somebody else. But you're kind of still waiting. Oh, is she gonna want to rekindle things? So then I'm like, now I feel dumb. So let me avoid that. So now if there's
Beatty,
2 or 3 of them. Huh?
Let's stop there. So
yeah, you're right.
Before we go down that rabbit hole.
You're right, Ken. Yeah, we're not even going to go there.
Good catch, bro.
Good catch, Ken. We're not going down.
I know you too well, bro. Let me just catch you right now.
I saw Ken's face start smiling bigger and bigger.
But I guess just like bodybuilding, right? Life is trial and error, right? You try things out, and I think that the younger we are, we probably feel like things are going to be easier. You kind of feel like, oh, this is going to work. This is perfect. We like each other, perfect. And then as you get older, you're like, huh? Just because you like each other or love each other is not enough to keep you together. So you have to learn to be better in every way, and you both have to grow together, I guess.
Love is not enough. It's never
exactly enough. It's never. Yeah. Oh, where was somebody on Instagram said, damn, I don't want to butcher the quote, but he was like, damn, I'm not even going to try it because I'm going to fuck it up.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Because he was like, people say, people are looking for love, but they have to become somebody who deserves love. Like people think they're going to find, they think they're going to find.
You have to love yourself to be capable of love.
Basically, right? So they think they're going to find a perfect person that's just is going to be perfect. But the truth is, there's a lot about you that you have to work on in order to even work it out with that person, So instead of thinking that you're going to find somebody who you don't have to be better for, that might not work because you probably still have to learn the ways to be better yourself for that to work to begin with, And that's important to realize that. Do you guys use caffeine?
All the time.
Are you serious?
But do you guys have phases or all year round?
I use caffeine as much as possible year round.
Bro,
really?
Bro, my blood is like coffee water, bro. Like, are you kidding me?
Really?
Like,
bro, it's ridiculous.
Dude, in prep, there's no limit. It's just how long I can keep it going till the prep ends because
I do the same shit.
No,
I do the same shit.
I have injectable caffeine, bro.
Holy, what the fuck? You serious?
I'm just kidding. No, bro.
I
was like, damn, I'm not gonna lie, ain't that serious.
That sounds wild. Didn't Compton tell a story about at an expo somebody injected caffeine for him and he was wired the fuck up.
I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah, that's wild. No, caffeine in prep I have no limit. So what I try to do is I try to limit it in the off season to like maybe leg days, back days, or if possible, no days. So that now when I start prep, my tolerance is a little bit lower. Because if I ran it all year round, I would be on fucking 3 grams of caffeine by now, because it just in prep it just keeps going up because I feel like crap, man. So it just keeps going up to a point that I'm like, yo, am I gonna have a heart attack? Like this is crazy.
I mean, the most caffeine I've ever drinking like consistently during prep was only like to me, it's not that much, 1,000 milligrams for the day.
That's
like
a lot,
that was
bro.
that
That's
was
a lot,
like 6 weeks out, starting last year. But remember what I looked like 6 weeks out last year, and how low carbs and how high the cardio was.
I could have a cup of coffee during prep, and I would fall right asleep, like right there on the table. You know, like prep. I would do like 3 cups in the morning. I would have an energy drink in the afternoon, and I'll probably have another, maybe like a pre-workout before I work out.
That's why. That's like 1,000 milligrams right there.
Yeah. And I would still be able to fall asleep.
Because remember, I would do 100 minutes cardio, right? So that first session, caffeine. Then I got my training session later. That's another 300, 350 milligram right there. Then I have an energy drink just because I'm trying to function like a person. And then here and there when I was starving, I would have like a diet soda, and that's like 40 milligrams caffeine right there. So it just adds up real fast.
Yes. Hey man, I would have a couple cups of coffee in the morning. I would have if it's deep in prep, I might have my phentermine, which is a stimulant. And then I would have maybe 300 milligrams in my pre-workout. Drink it on my way to the gym. Get to the gym, and then recline the seat and take a nap after all that caffeine. Literally, you know. So I'll take a nap, wake up, and go to the gym, work out, go back into the car, take another nap before I feel like I could drive back home. Then I drive back home, and I still probably get in a car accident or like sideswipe somebody. You know, so that's how. Listen, in prep, I was taking off mirrors. I was taking off mirrors. I was rear-ending motherfuckers, and I would just drive the fuck off because I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with the stress of talking to people. So I would just go. My car is still marked up to this day. I got glass missing out the back. I got the front. So
this should ever happen to you guys during prep. Let's say like you're in the house and then the mail comes in the mailbox, and you're looking at the mailman, drop it in the mailbox, and you have to go get it. And you're calculating how you can get up to actually go outside to pick up the mail and get back in the house. And you're like, I can't fucking do it. I can't. Like,
bro, you know how many times I would have to like lay there and contemplate, like, should I just fucking piss my pants in this bed? Because I really don't want to get up and go take this piss.
Oh, like, that's the worst.
You've held it as long as possible. You're
Hold
like,
it forever.
Fuck, man, I gotta get up.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. That final maybe 4 weeks, just waking up to take a piss is horrible, bro. It's horrible, bro.
It's like waking up, it's like waking up in the middle of the night after you take NyQuil when you feel super like all fucked up. Like, oh fuck.
Prep gets rough, but that's what it takes. Do you guys feel like, do you miss it sometimes when you're off season, or you don't look forward to it at all?
No, but you know what's funny about this one? It's like, because I haven't been doing this very long, actually. This is my 4th show ever. And each time, like, I do the show, like, I'm more aware of things happening right before they start happening. I'm starting to feel like a little bit of this starting to happen. Like, I'm more ready for it now. So, like, it still feels the same, but I'm like, okay. Like, I want to mentally take on it better because I already know this. I already feel it coming compared to where it was all brand new. What the fuck is this?
I miss it. I miss it, especially because as I'm seeing all of you going into prep, but I also know that psychologically, there's a switch in your brain where you're like, all right, I'm ready to prep. Like psychologically, if I was to prep today, I don't think I could, because like that switch, I'm not ready to turn that switch.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. Once you turn that switch, it's no going back, bro.
It's no going back.
Officially, I started prep now, but I think it was last week or the week before that, I flipped the switch and everything was different. My mood was different, and I'm like, damn, it's crazy because my food hasn't even went down, but I'm feeling the same that I feel in prep, because it's really that switch that I'm getting my mind ready for it. And once it goes off, I'm kind of like a different person. And you have to be a different person to deal with that amount of suffering, And sometimes I suffer so much that I get like a euphoric feeling from it, if that makes sense. Like I'll feel so shitty that I kind of like it in a weird way. I don't really like it, but
I think
it won't feel good.
I think that's why people get post-show blues.
It is
Because like you just dial into that place, and then when it's all said and done, you kind of go back to reality, and then people are like, they don't know what to do with themselves. So like,
no,
I've never experienced post-show blues only because I've always like had a goal right after. Like as soon as the show ends, I walk off stage and talk to Justin about, okay, this is what we should do next, or this is what I want to do next, or this is what I want to start working towards. So I never really experience it, but people that
it helps when you're winning, Joe. When you're winning, you're not gonna feel that shit, you know.
But like win or lose, like you should already have a plan of what the fuck you need to do next. So like for example, if I lost and
why are you laughing? It's true.
No, the reason why I'm laughing is because the only time I ever felt it was after nationals. That's the only time, and I lost.
The post-show blues.
yeah.
It only happens when you lose, bro. So I think
I have lost. I lost my first show.
I think Jade is kind of right, because anytime I've won, I didn't really feel it, but when I lost, there's more going through your head because you're like, oh, I just want to. Maybe I should keep competing. No, I don't. I got to put on muscle, and then you start getting this, and then you get kind of bored. Like, yo, I need to be up there. What am I doing? Eating all this food? I got to be up. And then all this shit runs through your head. But when you win, you kind of like satisfied. Yeah, I won.
Yeah,
motherfuckers didn't want to smoke.
I mean, I lost the same feeling. I didn't get no post show blues. I was like, I'm gonna go fuck shit up. I was so like determined to kick someone's ass.
Yeah, because after nationals, right? We booked a vacation to Mexico, so I left like 3 days after the show. I was in Mexico. I was completely fine, no problems. The day I got back, bro, everything came back. Like the loss, everything. Just standing there, sitting all these guys doing the first call out, and I'm standing there like stage decoration. Dude, everything came back. And I was like, I want to fucking prep right now. But there's no shows. It's in December. What the fuck you gonna do? You know? So Zayd, I completely agree, man. I completely fucking agree. Like it's when you lose, you really feel it.
You know how I know?
You can't think about it more.
All the shows that I've lost, I felt post-show blues. The time that I fucking won, I never felt that shit. I'm still riding that way till today, bro.
Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that.
It's being real, honestly, bro. Honestly.
It's also how you lose. I think if I bought my 100% standout best pack like Vito, I think he bought his best package that he could bring, and he got third. I think that I wouldn't feel no blues. But if I feel like I place where I place because I didn't bring my best, I'm gonna feel blues. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I feel like Samson felt the blues this prep because I felt like he could have been better, which he could have been better. But I don't know if he would have beat Hadi if he was better, you know. But still, nonetheless, he could have been better, and I felt like he felt kind of a little off. But when he won against Nick, I don't think he got the blues. I don't think he got the blues.
Exactly.
No. Now some people get the blues regardless, though. I will say that some people don't get it. Like Joe doesn't get it, and he doesn't get it yet. He's also still new to the sport. So
Joe's never lost. Joe has never lost a show.
I lost.
What
that don't count. You was natural. That don't count, bro.
You're natural, bro. That don't count,
bro. I know what I felt when I lost. I dieted for 19 weeks. I was natural and I had my job. Trust me, I felt it.
Joe is natural and still gets second. If I'm natural, I'm getting fucking last call. Last place. Shit. And naturally, I got second. I missed it by one place, man. Fucking blues.
Post show blues for the first show, it really doesn't count because you don't.
It don't count.
What I do doesn't count.
It does count, man, because you're winning.
You can't speak on this, Joe. You want too much, man. You got it.
Dude, not so many people can say that they won the first national show they did. That's a pretty fucking up there, Joe. You need to know that. Not too many guys are like that show.
And Nick Walker didn't do that. Nick didn't do it.
Yeah.
I didn't
winning the USA's, that puts you next to Phil Heath, bro. Winning it from the first time. He's probably the only other guy who did that. Cody,
There's Phil.
you,
There's
and
Phil Heath.
oh,
Phil Heath and
Jordan
Joe
too.
right there. It's like
Yeah.
you got Phil, you got Jordan, you got Jordan. That's how it goes.
Hey, if he won from the first time, it does put him in that bracket. I
No,
truly
no,
believe
no.
that.
I didn't know.
Most people don't win.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that Phil turned down the Olympia 2 years in a row
Mhm.
before he actually competed. I didn't know that. I found that out through the documentary. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Crazy to me.
he turned pro in 2005 or 2006, right?
5.
Or 2005,
Five,
yeah.
yeah, I was
And then
5.
he turned down '06 when he won the Colorado Pro. Then he
He
won
won
the
the
New
New
York
York Pro
Pro.
right away. Yeah,
He won New York Pro in '07, and he turned that down as well.
06. 06.
Okay. So he turned it down '06 and '07. And then he did '08, and he got third.
Yeah. Yeah. Then
And then
fifth,
he got
then
sick.
second, then first. Yeah.
Yeah.
he got
If he didn't
third
get
and then fifth.
yeah, because he got sick that year, to be fair.
He was
Oh,
sick,
that's
yeah.
right. That's right. That's what
If
happened.
he
Okay, yeah.
that's when Kai had beat him, and Kai got fourth, right?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was Jay, Branch, Dexter, Kai, Phil.
Kai.
Kai came
Phil.
fourth. Kai came fourth. That was
Yeah.
Kai's first Olympia.
Yeah, and Kai looked good. He was flat though. Now that being said, if Phil wasn't sick, Phil is now losing the Branch. Phil is now losing the Kai. You know what I'm saying? With all due respect. So I don't even think he would lose Dexter. You know, so he probably would have been third, second, first.
Yeah, because they had
Yeah.
competed earlier, I think a year or two before, and Dexter narrowly won, just very narrowly won. So
Yeah.
they were around the same level at that point, and Dexter then won the Olympia after that, So it's
Yeah.
like they were pretty neck to neck.
I think
In that
Kai,
documentary, they also don't mention the Arnold Classic 2010. That was worth mentioning, I thought, because it was
very worth mentioning.
It was Phil's best, and to that point, and it was Kai's best, but Kai ended up winning.
Yeah,
That's why they didn't put it.
You know why they should have put it? Because I remember in prejudging, Phil was winning. I don't know if it was straight ones, but Phil was winning quite decisively, and then Kai wins.
That
So it's
package
like-
he brought, man, it was underrated. That package.
I think
It's one of my
they
favorite
said
looks.
posing. I think Kai's posing helped him that year because they were still judging posing too. This whole posing thing with the Arnold has been going on for over a decade. Yeah.
Now, one thing I will say is that 2010 was the last year that Phil did look on the narrow side compared to Kai. 2011, Phil was no longer narrow. He was not narrow, But in 2010, he still looked on the narrow side in comparison to Kai. So if that played a part, I don't know. They were both just as shredded. Phil is rounder, but Kai is a hell of a bodybuilder. Especially at the Arnold, Kai was nailing it. I don't think Kai ever nailed condition like that at the Olympia. So it was fair. I think it was fair. If I were the judge, I'm personally picking Phil. I just think that the polish, down to the skin, everything is too perfect for me. But that's just my opinion. But Kai, I could see Kai winning that year. This could go either way.
That was a good point, Said. I completely forgot about that during the doc. That's a really
left
good
it
point.
out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They should have left it in, right? No, because he could make a case that look, I was winning at prejudging, but maybe they don't want to show him losing the Kai.
Or who knows what?
Well,
I'm
he
sure
did
they
say
shot a lot
something.
more.
He did say, once you watch it, you'll see it. He said, winning Arnold Classic is cool. Winning in New York Pro is cool. Winning all these pro shows are cool. But none of them matter to me except the Olympia.
Yeah.
He said that. So he was hyper-focused on the
Would you guys do that? Like, if you won to Mr. Olympia, would you try to still rack up Arnold's, or you would be like, fuck everything else, Olympia?
If
No,
I'm
I was
Mr.
still
Olympia,
trying to- I was
I'm
still trying to do
making the
Arnold's.
money, bro. I'm competing. I'm doing it,
Dude, any show above 300K, man, I'm doing it. Because
Look what Hardy did. It's incredible.
I mean, but think about it, right? In 2009, 2010, I don't know if you guys remember, after the Olympia, the Chiru Classic was giving out like 150 grand or 200 grand.
Yeah.
Mr. Olympia was jumping in. Phil Heath jumped into that show. Jay Cutler jumped into that show. So if the money's there, if the money's right, and at that time they were paying the most. So if the money's there, like Mr. Olympia will totally jump in. I don't see a problem with that. It's a guaranteed win.
Timing too, right? Because it works perfectly when it's after the Olympia. First of all, the pressure's off, and you don't have to worry about if I peak too early in the season, maybe I miss my peak. You know what I'm saying? If they had, remember that one year when they had the Arnold, when Nick won, I had the Arnold like 2 weeks before the Olympia.
Yeah.
If you do that within weeks of the Olympia, I think everybody's gonna jump in, which is great for the sport. But imagine if you're like Derek and you're like, okay, you see Hadi, like, yo, me and Hadi are really close right now. If I start competing twice or three times a year, do I start giving up my advantage a little bit? That will make you a little nervous, right? If I was Phil, I'm like, I'm winning regardless. I don't give a fuck about y'all. I think Phil was ahead enough that he could get away with that. But like Derek and Hadi, I would be a little nervous if I was Derek. I would be like, do I want the money or do I want to make sure I have an advantage over Hadi? That would be harder. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but that would be a harder choice, right? Because it's smack dab in the middle of the season. So now you have to throw away like your off season basically or your recovery time, you know?
If I was in Derek's shoes, I definitely won't do it to like establish kind of a dynasty, you know, at least one or
dominance
2 times.
A little, you know.
Yeah, separate myself from the pack. But to be quite honest with you, even with the time off that he has to keep advantage, dude, man, that Olympia is dude,
wide open.
It's wide open, man.
Yeah.
Nick, him, like, dude, anyone could take that title right now.
I agree.
It's open, you know.
If I'm Derek, I'll focus on Olympia until I have a few, or the opposite. If I lose,
Like
then I'm for yeah. If I lose, then I'm like,
it's probably going to be the hardest year for Derek this year. He has 3 people coming after his title: the Samson, Nick, and Hadi. You know,
he got a real loose grasp on the title. You know, it's really close, man. It's really close.
It's hard. Yeah, the first one, it's hard to hold that title. It's when you get to 3. You know, Big Ramy lost it at 2. The first one, everyone is always like, oh, it was close. The second one, it's like maybe there's one guy that's still holding on. By the third one, everyone's like, okay. Even Phil Heath, you know, when he first won it, people were like, oh, you know, he blew everyone out of the water, but we're not convinced. By 2013, I don't know if you guys remember, the judges just said, hey, Phil, just go backstage. You've won.
Yeah, go back in line.
Let's focus on everyone else. You know, it's like at that point, everyone's kind of accepted it that this is the guy, this is the king, you know. So
yeah, it's different. Yeah. That's like the most disrespectful thing that you could do to somebody at a show. You guys know Bundy, Big Bad Bundy?
Yeah.
That happened to him. I think was it Nationals he turned pro? As a super,
North Americans, maybe.
I think he lost to Nick at North Americans because he was a super.
He turned pro at Nationals, I think.
So they lined him up, and they were like Bundy, which is, I don't know, number 10, back in line. And I'm like, well, what? Bro, they set him back in line because he won. I've never seen that at like a national show. Like, but Bundy won the super heavy, and they literally set him back in line. So he came out, quarter turn, set him back in line. I'm like, what the fuck? Did he get disqualified? No, he won. I'm like, that's gangster, bro. That's gangster. That should be everybody's goal. Yo, send me back in line. All that dieting for 20 weeks just to pose for 2 seconds. Go back in line. It's over. That's impressive. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. And that happened to Phil that one year. Me personally, I think that could have happened to Phil a couple years. I don't think it was close a few years. You know,
2011 to 2013 was dominant, very dominant. Yeah. 2014 was where he started to get exposed a little bit.
I think so. But I think as a judge, you also want at the Olympia, you want it to be exciting, right? So if you keep sending Phil back in line, that's not that exciting.
I do like the way they do it now. I really do. I don't know if you guys remember during that era, a lot of pros, a lot of bodybuilding analysts were complaining that they would like to see more comparisons.
Yeah,
because there weren't a lot of comparisons that were actually happening. So like Phil, they'll send him back, or they wouldn't even get to compare number 1 to number 4. But the way they're doing it right now with the comparisons, they're giving people chances. I love it, man. It makes the show more fun to watch, and it makes everyone feel satisfied. Like when you lose, you're like, all right, you know what? At least I stood next to the guy, and I realized that like they had enough time to like compare. So it is what it is. So I like the new method a lot.
yeah, me too. Me too. Hey, yeah. Even if you know this guy is winning for sure, you kind of want to. First of all, yeah, like I said, they've been dieting for a long time. You kind of want to put them through it a little bit at least, just to make sure. Because at the Arnold, Ohio, did Hardy get straight ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they knew Hardy was beating Samson, but they still put them through it. Just give us a show. We got something to watch, and these guys work hard. Let them show it off a little bit. I can see that.
What would bother me the most if I was Derek was hearing my own coach say that Hottie would have beat Derek.
Yeah,
so that would like, damn it, like it would fuck with me. So I'd have to work really hard.
See, when I first heard that, I was like, oh, I don't think Hani should have said that. But then I'm like, yo, Hani is the king of motivating his clients. I think he wants Derek to hear that. I think he's like, yeah. You heard that, Derek? Be on your shit, But it would definitely hurt. But at the same time, it would motivate you a lot, right, Joe?
That's what I said. I would say fuck, but then I would light a fire under my ass. Like I'm about to try to make this like undeniable.
It was,
yeah.
I like the fact he said it because I mean, what is he going to say? Like his other guy, who he's been with way longer than Derek, by the way, just won the Arnold. Are you going to say no? He can't take the title. Like
that's true. Yeah.
Well, so
he's also telling the truth. I think all of us would agree that look would have won the Olympia. Now, obviously, Derek is not going to come looking the same, but still. Yeah. I think because even Nick said that look beats him, and Nick doesn't say that kind of shit very often,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he said that. Yeah, I think he said that look beats my best look so far. That means a lot. He did, yeah. That means a lot coming from Nick. Nick doesn't say shit like that very often unless he means it.
That Hardy is in the conversation for top 5 or 6 of all time.
Me too. Yeah, I agree.
Like people don't want to, and this is the same shit that happened with Jay, same shit that happened with Phil. People don't want to give him his flowers right now because he's still in the mix.
Until he's gone.
I'm telling you, when he retires, that look that at the Arnold, we're gonna come back to it and say that was fucking nuts. Like it's one of the top 6 of all time, that has shown up.
Shit, I mean, Ronnie and Phil beat him. Jay beat him. Does anybody else beat that look? Besides those 3?
Maybe Dexter, 08, close.
I don't even know if I
at the Arnold Classic or at the Olympia?
Classic, Arnold Classic.
Oh, you talking about? I thought you were talking about Olympias.
No, I'm saying 08 Dexter Jackson or all the Olympians versus that look that Hardy brought.
Yeah.
I think 2020 Rami would smoke him.
I don't think so.
I actually think Hardy would be Rami.
Me and Beatty were like, I don't think so.
Just so you guys know, I think Rami favors him because he's Iranian too. We have to consider that. He might be a little bit on his side. I think Hani favors Hadi more than Derek because he's from the same country. I think he has a softer spot for him. That's why he said that. I don't agree. He would beat Derek at the O.
That's a very loaded.
One of his legs is smaller. You heard the fucking head judge. That's not my fucking opinion. That's the head judge opinion.
Zed, I got something for you. How come when it comes to Hadi, you are so strict?
Yeah, he is.
Any other bodybuilder?
Everybody, bro. No, because I try to be as real as possible with myself.
We're all boys here,
with
bro.
The
like,
other person,
dude, you always say Nick is gonna win today, tomorrow. If Nick showed up today, he's winning the Olympia. But when it comes to Hadi,
yeah.
So strict.
Hard on Hardy, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's Mr. Olympia. Of course you have to be strict. This isn't the fucking Fit Nation Classic, you know?
Hey, what's wrong with the
You
Fit Nation
have to be
Classic?
strict. I'm just saying, it's the best in the world.
It's
So
a
you
good
have
show,
to be
Fit Nation Classic.
nitpicky, you know? Literally, the judge did say that. I'm not making this up. He did say Derek won over Hardy last year. One of the reasons was because of his legs are more balanced side to side. This is not my fucking words, brother. This is the head judge. Yeah.
I don't want to. Obviously, where you're saying your opinion, I respect it, but it could go vice versa. You could say Hadi won because Derek's front is soft. Like you could say anything. You could say anything. Like I think everyone agrees that everyone agrees that show was close, regardless of how it swayed. It wasn't like Derek won that show convincingly. Like till today, I'm not convinced Derek won that show. And there are people who are not convinced that Hadi should have lost or won either. Like it's a toss-up. But I think what everyone can agree on across the bodybuilding landscape is Hadi's Ohio Arnold Classic 2024 look. You bring that to the Olympia, he would have won last year. I think it is everyone from top down has agreed on that, apart from Zaid Raslin, who just does not like Hadi.
I do like Hadi. I do like Hadi. I do like him.
You and King Kamali, you're the only ones on this planet that don't like Hadi.
Dude, he lost
one
last year for some fucking reason. You know what I mean? That means Derek is a tiny bit better. So what does that say?
Tiny
that means
bit,
Hadi is behind him. Not in front of him.
Hadi was a better Hadi at the Arnold. That's why that Hadi.
And we're judging Derek at 12 fucking a.m. in the middle of the night. Let's see how Derek looks at 9 a.m. when he's freshly in the day. You know what I mean?
A good argument. He
too is going to be looking like nuts.
Will Hadi be able to replicate that look at 12 midnight? That's the tough part.
I hope we don't have to wait that far. I really don't. Hope I wish the guys would go on.
It's the same argument, right? Zaid, I agree with you. It's the same argument why people when Nick, and we're all boys with Nick, when Nick posted the shots, and people were like, "Oh, he wins the Olympia with that look," but you put him in the same 12 o'clock midnight situation.
Yeah.
We may not know, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's the same thing.
I guess we'll find out this year. I have $100 on Nick. Beatty knows. And I'm not even saying Derek's going to win this year. Imagine. That was last year. This year, I have Nick winning. And second place, Derek. Third place, Hadi. This year. And fourth place, Samson.
Zaid, we're betting on a bottle of Ceristim. I got Hadi.
Oh, the fuck, bro. I stopped doing that. I lost a lot of money already. But $100, I'll be doing it. Fuck it, bro. Plus, I switched to generics, bro. I didn't tell you.
That's
thing broke my back.
This year we're all going to the Olympia. I'm gonna try to set this up. I want to see Zaid and Hadi train together. I want to see a leg workout. Zaid and Hadi.
Hell yeah, bro! I'll be showing off my calves because he got tiny ones. You know what I mean? So
Zaid don't like Hadi. You see what I'm saying?
Don't like Hadi, bro.
Ken is right. He always sneaks that. He's super hard on Hadi. You know.
Any chance he gets to give him a dig, he'll take it, man. Like,
bro,
what's the beef with Hadi?
Bodybuilding. What do you think? I have to show up and kiss his ass? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna give him my respect, but I'm gonna try to beat him. You know what I mean?
We got to get to the root of this. What's the beef with Hadi, Zaid?
No beef. There's no beef. No beef. No, bro. You're in a very competitive sport. If you're always gonna think about yourself as lesser, you're never gonna go anywhere. You need to convince yourself your potential is just as good. You know, bro. I get diced. I'm not very far away from Hadi's conditioning, bro. I can get really fucking diced. I really have potential to have his conditioning. Maybe not yet, but I know how to suffer like him. He's a fucking, die hard, hardcore dieting and shit.
in the same
Yeah.
vein you just said, right? My question to you: you have to do a workout with Derek. Well, what are you gonna pick, or what are you gonna show him up with?
Yeah,
Derek,
what you gonna
fuck,
say?
I'm
Yeah.
screwed. He got everything. See,
You see,
See, see,
you see the difference?
see?
You see the difference? You see the difference? You see what's going on here, huh?
dude,
Okay.
Derek is better than Hadi, of course. What do you mean?
Okay.
If I were to
Um,
train with Derek, I would train chest.
Yeah,
No,
you see, yeah. More
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
yeah.
more like
That's what more
you
like
got
it, you
I'll
know?
train legs with both of them.
equal
I
dig.
train legs with both of them. I'll try both legs. We'll see what he's made out of.
Yeah. Okay.
You went
Okay.
straight for the jugular with Hardy. You
He
said
went straight.
calves.
You gotta hit him when it hurts, bro. What do you think I gotta do? I gotta bring a fucking bazooka to the knife fight.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. We're gonna do a team workout. We're gonna go off in groups. It'll be Zayd and Hadi, me and Good Vito. Me and Good Vito gonna do uh, we're gonna train back. Me and Good Vito gonna train back together. You know.
Yeah, and then pose next to the sea.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do like a pose down at the beach. Okay. All right. We've been on for a while. Wanna do like one more?
Yeah.
One more.
One more. Hopefully this podcast doesn't get deleted or that would suck. That would suck, bro.
Oh, you know what's so funny, bro? Also, man, back home in Syria, they blew up this Iranian embassy next to where my mom lives. So, you know, I don't know why that's relevant, but I just thought about it. They literally attacked Iranian embassy in Syria, and I guess everybody hates him.
We'll get to the bottom of it. See?
It makes sense now. Syria and Iran they got some beef.
I don't know how this is relevant.
Comes out. The truth comes out now. Okay. You see now, right? You see, Ken? You see what's going on?
The war started already.
Yeah. Wow.
I see some relevance here.
Makes perfect sense. Yo, there's this Iranian. I don't know if it's a Instagram page or podcast or whatever, and they be posting videos of us every time we talk about Hadi. That shit makes me nervous. I'm like,
oh yeah, I've seen those.
Can you stop posting any clip that we talk about Hadi? Like, why? I don't get it. You know, so
they're crazy fans, bro. They have a big following there. You know,
that's strange, right? Isn't that strange? Only if we talk about Hadi, nothing else. Only Hadi talk. I'm like, that makes me nervous
because that's their guy. You know.
I'm about to block that damn page off my Instagram. All right, let's see what we got. What do you think, Phil? Who thinks having a Phil Kai kind of beef would be good for the sport? I don't really care about beefs. I gotta be honest with you. I don't really care. It don't do anything for me.
It's a very the way I see it, it's a very low effort way to generate interest in the sport. That's just the way I see it.
It gotta be entertaining though.
It's like I feel like this is not the WWE. This is not hip hop rap battles.
Mm-hmm.
The whole beef thing, at the end of the day, we're going up there and posing trunks to pose for 20 minutes. It doesn't correlate. Like personally, it just doesn't correlate. And in the past, it's been used to kind of generate hype. Phil and Kai, the reason why it's different is because they genuinely did not like each other.
Exactly.
So they weren't like playing, but to actually try and fabricate that in order to, generate it, it's kind of, to me, it's like you're replaying the same old formula that just doesn't work. It doesn't apply in our sport. I think, to me, what I think would be really interesting if they really wanted to generate interest versus these low effort tactics would be maybe do like like Olympia TV, do a backstory of each person that's coming to the Olympia. Tonio has a very interesting backstory as to how he came to the sport. Do one on Derek, do one on Nick Walker. He's got a lot of childhood stuff that he could talk about. All these guys have very interesting pasts that you can use to generate interest in them, bring more fans into the sport to correlate. But to do this little beef, like, oh, sit there across each other on the table and say, what do you think you're going to beat Derek on today?
It don't do anything for me.
It's like,
it don't.
You serious, man? Like, come on.
You know what they did? Compton had some shit they call Raising Compton. You guys remember that?
I remember that.
It was like a little short series. If they could do that, and you got his mom and dad talking about, Justin was always flexing in the mirror. You get that backstory. You got his high school PE teacher, like, Justin always had good shoulders, and that to me it's interesting to watch. I don't know, childhood friends talking about him, how he was. Make like a small, short documentary type style thing to generate. I think I would much rather see that, like seeing that coming into the show, than the beefs.
I remember even McCarver had one with Redcon too.
He did
a series like that. Yeah.
To be honest, even you remember the '90s Olympians when they would, before Ronnie goes on and Ronnie's sitting in the studio and he's like, this year, I did 45 minutes of cardio, and I thought that was entertaining. Right before he comes off, he talking about, last year I got 9th. This year I'm more shredded. I did more cardio. That's interesting to me. I don't need to see him saying, hey man, I'm gonna beat you on stage, and the other guy's like, oh, I don't talk. Wait until I see you on stage. It's like, okay, that's not doing shit for me. So I think that would be a lot better way to generate interest than people.
One time it did get interesting when he went against Gunther, and he was like, I'm 300 pounds too. What you gonna do?
Oh, yeah,
dude, that fucking time. Oh, that was a really good one. And then they had a post down for like 30 minutes.
Ronnie had some of the best lines, man, at those conferences, though. Do you guys remember the one where he goes through each of when, like, Sean Ray said something and he was explaining, like, oh, in 1998 I came 9th, and then
don't complain.
Brought up the story. Don't complain.
Yeah. That's a good one.
He's like, there's everyone's complaining about the show. Maybe there's something wrong with you guys' bodies. That's why you're not winning.
Yo. But you know what? You can't even, like, he's
only
right,
him
because
to talk this way.
because I remember Sean said, but you're winning, Ronnie, so it doesn't count. But he was like, no, I was dead last. I was 9th place. I was security at my first Olympia. So technically, Ronnie is the one that's Sean has been placing way higher than Ronnie for the whole time. So technically, Ronnie's more qualified than Sean to even say that. Technically, right? Yeah. So you're like, no, I'm winning now, but I was getting no money for the longest time. So I kind of got both sides. I get both sides, but Ronnie did make the most sense,
Imagine Beatty working as a security guard for the Olympiad. People thought you should have been in the first call out, and you're just working there.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy, bro.
It happened pretty not fast, but it was only a couple years after that he was already up there. Yeah. So that's always fun to watch. All right, let's do one more.
What's interesting to me is with Ronnie Coleman's story, no one talks about prior to '98, like in terms of his pro shows and placings. Everyone just starts his story from '98. He did all the Euro tours. He did all those shows. But no one ever talks about what he placed. Like, I don't even know what pro shows he did prior to getting to the Olympia.
We know he lost to Lee Priest 5 times in a row, and that drove him crazy in the Euro shows.
He had beat Kevin. I think I would say '97. He had beat Kevin on one of the tours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also like those guys on the tours. They would bullshit and eat junk food, and Ronnie's not gonna eat junk food. But yeah, I thought he looked. I saw him in '96. He had a video in '96. I thought he looked pretty good. Just he wasn't filled out, but he looked pretty good. He was always shredded. Okay, who's going to New York Pro? Just Ken and Stu. Yeah.
Whoever asked that question, come say hi.
Yeah. What sauces do you recommend for prep other than mustard? Hot sauce.
I use sugar-free barbecue sauce, G Hughes, all the way until the showtime. Honestly, I don't cut
Yeah.
it out, and I use that's not a plug for Ross, but it's true. I do use Flanagan's flavor gang all the way to the show day.
Oh, which one do you use?
Sweet poppy. I use takeout sauce. I use yum yum sauce.
Oh, for the record, I don't like that. I don't like that sugar-free barbecue sauce. It doesn't taste good to me.
When you're a single digit body fat, anything's gonna taste good. You know?
Yeah, except for
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, I use sriracha sometimes,
Yeah,
but just a little bit, or hot sauce. That's about it.
I haven't been using shit. I've been putting salt on that bitch, but it depends. I think deeper I get in prep, I do crave sauces more, but I might just write it out with no sauce and see how that is. Especially for my body type, that might benefit me. You know, might I don't know.
I
Yeah.
always do mustard.
Only mustard.
Mustard always.
I would do the sugar free stuff, but last year I had a diet so harsh that I even cut that out, like the barbecue and stuff. Because like I'm a person who likes a lot of sauce, so like that shit adds up quick when it's 10 calories per serving. Like
Mm-hmm.
that could easily turn into an extra 100 calories in your day right there.
Yeah. You do hot sauce? Anybody do hot sauce?
I do hot sauce.
Mm-mm.
I do sriracha or the Fort. You know the one with the little lady on it? I forget what the name is. Cholula.
Oh,
Cholula.
Cholula.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that shit
Cholula.
good?
That shit's good. The Chipotle one. It's fucking good,
Mm.
bro.
Mhm. Yeah.
I've been I've been liking my chicken breasts plain with some salt on it with some sweet potato. How's it been doing the job? The sweet potato is moist, so I feel like I'm getting that balance already. If it was rice, that's a bit harder to get down. But sweet potato is
Yeah.
it's mushy and shit. Okay, let me see if I got one more. I'm starting to fade a little bit.
I'm getting tired as fuck, bro.
Yeah, Joe fading too. All right, what's the opinion on right. What's your opinion on the Michael situation? Should the promoters be banned? I mean, if the promoters ordered the fucking hit, then yeah, I guess
I
shit.
mean, it makes sense to me. Should they?
We just don't know the details. But if they're
Yeah.
investigating and they found out, they kind of told on themselves. It sounded like so. If you order a hit on to beat up a fucking Olympian, then yeah, I don't know if you should be able to I don't feel safe
I don't
at your
think what he
shows.
said was that bad, to be
I don't
It
think it
honest.
was
wasn't.
that bad. It was just his opinion, his critique. You know, I mean, me personally, I'll probably keep it to myself if I'm being honest. But I mean, he a grown man. I think freedom of speech. He should be able to say what the fuck he wants.
And
Uh,
I think part of the reason why he was saying is because he lives in the UK, so he was talking about UK bodybuilding because I think that promoter has a monopoly on bodybuilding in the UK right now. So there's no show you're ever going to go to that it's not going to be like that. So he was just speaking out and expressing his frustration. And like Zayd, you
yeah,
said, I didn't think he said anything that bad. So
no,
if they ordered the hit on him, then I mean, do you want your athletes to compete at a show where promoters can order hits on you for
that's not good. Yeah, imagine I fucking make fun of Tamer's voice and I go to USA and they beat my ass. That sounds crazy, bro. That sounds fucked up, bro.
Oh, fuck.
That sounds fucked
Detroit.
up. And
And then
what
they
kind of
tell you you were trying to sneak into the girls' tanning room or some
yeah,
shit.
yeah, try to make me look bad. But like what kind of security they had that was even able to I felt like most of the security I see, I felt like they would be scared to try to fight me. What kind of security was beating up
It was
Mike is a
four
big
guys, right? Four people.
four
It was
guys, bro.
four
Four
people.
guys.
Yeah.
I feel like we all grow up a little different. Me personally, if I'm somewhere and I'm like and I'm talking shit, I'm gonna make sure I'm in a position where I can defend myself. but everybody don't grow up that way. So he probably just didn't think it was going to come to that. I'm always going to assume that, you know. So
Me too.
you know,
Always
so
ready to throw down, man. You have to be prepared to throw down if it comes to that. But he probably didn't think it would. But man,
yeah.
just in case, man, just in case.
Just in case, you never know, bro. You can't assume that everybody's just gonna follow the law. Some motherfuckers don't care, and apparently, two bros, these brothers, whoever the fuck they is, they don't fuck
There's two of
around.
them.
Yeah, there's two of them, and they'll fuck your ass up. You fuck around and find out, motherfucker. This is not funny, but I don't know. We just laughing because I guess we just being silly, but this is actually really serious, you know. But they beat that man the fuck up. Damn, this man is looking crazy. But let's sign off on that. Be
I'm
safe
so
out there,
fucking
fellas.
tired.
When you guys go to the Cal, be safe. Prayers be with y'all. Don't get beat up.
Don't talk
Make
shit
sure
about
you,
the show.
yeah, don't fuck around with muscle contest neither.
Shit,
You never
imagine
know.
we'll see Joe get beat up backstage.
Oh
Man,
shit!
that's gonna be a fight.
Yo, you gotta jump. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I would jump in. I don't know Michael DeBull. If I saw a motherfucker stomping his ribs in, I think I'd be like, yo, chill out. I'll be like, yo, bro, chill out. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I think anybody, okay, if you're at a gym, if we're at Fit Nation, the fight breaks out, me and Joe gonna be like, hey, yo, chill out. Everybody relax. Like, I can't just stand there and watch a motherfucker get beat the fuck up. I feel like I have to, if it's on the street, I'm not getting involved. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But but at a gym or bodybuilding show, I'm gonna be like, yo, guys, chill out, bro. We all grown here. There's no situation where it should come to that. I think we're
And like
adults.
and like I don't know about how it is in Cali, but East Coast shows like we have like backstage security and but they're not like legit security guards. You know, they're people that work
Yeah,
that are affiliated with the NPC or maybe they own a
expediter.
gym or this. They're expediters, you know, so they're not like legit security. So I'm kind of confused where when they say security, are these guys like legit security guys, like a security organization? Like,
Yeah,
and why do you need that for a bodybuilding show? So I'm a little confused
yeah,
with some
yeah.
of the details.
Did
Yeah.
they have uniforms on, or these motherfuckers had Timbs on and fucking, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
something we don't know, bro. Definitely, we don't know the details on those things. You
Because
know,
security can mean
something
a
we don't
lot.
know.
It could have been plain clothes goons in that bitch fucking him up. We didn't see the clip. It could have been motherfuckers with fucking gas shirts and fucking crazy wear pants beating his ass. We don't know. We don't know if they had rider wear fucking sneakers on and shit, then you can't call them security. You know, you got to be dressed as tired. But I don't think you have to be qualified. You don't need a security license to be an expediter. So that's henchmen. That's goons at that point.
That's what I'm saying. When did everyone say security? I'm like, I've never seen security in any bodybuilding show. What are we talking about here?
Well, they always have they have security, but not like legit like that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, yeah.
It's usually just like regular guys, or sometimes you might see like an older retired bodybuilder, you
That's what
know?
I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
a suit or some shit, like just guarding the
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, in muscle contest, we got homie with the little mustache with the little ponytail.
Timothy.
Yeah, he cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, Tim looks like he could throw down if he had to, but he's not going to put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? He got that assertive look, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And he'd be like, okay, but he's not going to put hands on you. So I don't know if they meant expediters, but
He does look like a kung fu master, though.
he might
put some shit up on. He might do something.
Yeah, he knows how to hold his own, man. And being from the East Coast, man, I don't want to fuck with Steve's guys. I feel like Steve's guys, they'll put you in the trunk, motherfucker. Like you don't fuck with them. You don't want to fuck with them. I'm not saying Steve's gonna order the hit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. I'm saying the way they look, I personally wouldn't want to fuck with them. Is what I'm saying.
It won't be during the show, it'll be after.
Yeah, it'll be after the show. Yeah, yo, see, I was at the J Cutler Classic and I had my back turned against like the alleyway, and I felt like somebody kind of bumped me, and I looked, and it was Steve. I hopped out the way so fast, and he was like, "No, you good? You don't worry about it. You good?" I'm like, "Oh, nah, this Steve. You go ahead, Steve. You good?" Shit, I'm not fucking around with Steve, bro. I'm fucking around with Steve. For the record, he did an interview with Austrian Powers. Leo is his real name. I'm sorry, Leo at the J Color Classic. So check it out if you haven't checked it out. It's gonna be on Leo's channel. You know what it's called, Jay? His channel, the one he did the interview on.
I believe Overcome Podcast.
Boom, Overcome Podcast. So there you go with your shout out, Leo.
Yeah.
Stop DMing me. Nah, but there goes your shout
He's
out.
a cool guy.
It's definitely gonna be a good podcast. I feel like Steve keeps it a buck, and Leo is a good interviewer. So go check it out. But let's all right, gentlemen. Let's sign off to the people. Goodbye, people. See you next time.
All right, people.
Peace.